What happened?
It's hot. They took my. Can I turn on the AC? No, I can't turn on.
No.
Wait, let me get my glasses.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's see here. Okay. Jesus. All right. We're live. We're live. All right. Yeah, go ahead and get what you need. We're live, guys. Let me see here. What's going on? Awesome. Let's see. It's good. Okay, we're live. Just want to make sure that we're live everywhere. Let's see. Okay. What's going on, guys? Welcome. Introduce yourself as you're coming in. And we're waiting for Lola. She'll be right back. Introduce yourself. Where are you plugging in from? Let us know. Let me just see here. All right. All right, so we're just gonna get started right away. She'll be right with us. We do have a special guest on with us today. We have Lola OLA with us. She's gonna be hanging out with us from she's from DiscoveringNatural YouTube channel. She's also from DNVlogsLife. So she's gonna be joining us in a second here. So if you're plugging in with us, please go ahead. If you're watching us from Facebook, go ahead and share it to Facebook. Let everyone know that we're live on Facebook.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back?
Yes.
All right, good. So we're just going to go ahead and get started, okay? Mm-hmm. And that way people can join us when they join us. So today we have a special guest. She's Lola OLA from DNVlogsLife. That's her personal channel. She also runs another bigger channel, which is what I really want to talk about. But Discovering Natural. She's a healthily big YouTuber. We're going to talk today. Obviously, we're here to talk about marriage issues, but we also want to get to know her. And without any further ado, we have Miss Lola OLA. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. It's always fun to go live with people.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's our first time going live on YouTube and Facebook. We've been doing it on Instagram Live, but we just wanted to, instead of doing the double work of having to upload it to, just figure we should just come here and hang out here and then leave it up here live. So it's going to be fun hanging out with you today. Our audience is not your type of audience, but your type of audience can come back and watch it later. So that's the fun.
Yes. Right? Yes.
So this is my beautiful wife, Lola.
Hi, Sister Shara. How are you doing today?
Hi. We all have the same names, eh?
Oh yes.
Nigerians. We do.
Nigerians. We all have in our names.
Lola OLA, Sola.
Yes.
Now you're Olu.
And the funny thing is, it's Sola. The funny thing is, my husband, he goes by Ola also. Yes. So we always go Ola and Sola all the time, and people always say, "Oh, did you guys make it up?" I say, "Yes." When I was dating, I was like, "Does your name rhyme with mine?" No. Bye.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But his name is Ola. Yeah.
Was that a joke or you were serious?
No, it was a joke.
Okay.
It was a joke. Wow. We're just lucky.
Right.
Fortunate.
Yeah. So my little brother's name is not little, really, but it's my younger brother. His name is Sola as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sola.
Yeah. So we stumbled into you some few weeks back when the whole drama with YouTubers started coming up. So that was and then we ended up watching quite a few videos on your channel, and we thought it was quite interesting, how you showcased your family on DNVlogsLife. And we're always looking for this kind of conversations because this is how we learn.
Yes.
What's going on with people out there. So that's how we stumbled into you. We're still going to ask some questions with regards to YouTube and all of that too.
Okay.
Well, but we wanted to, obviously we asked to have you and your husband on.
Yes.
But we couldn't. But that's fine. We know you're going to speak
well.
well.
No, I mean, if he was available, he loves this kind of thing. So if he was available, it would have, but is not available. So one day hopefully maybe one day you'll catch him.
Awesome. Maybe one day, maybe we'll bring you back because we're not gonna stop. Okay. So how did you end up here? I mean, obviously you end up here because we invited you because you've done a good work on YouTube.
Thank you.
How did you end up here? How did you end up becoming an influencer?
Okay, so I actually started with writing my blog, DiscoveringNatural.com, and that actually stemmed from me transitioning my daughter from having a relaxed hair at a young age to having natural hair, and then I learning from it. And a lot of parents were always coming to me, how do you do this? How do you do that? So I started writing in my blog, and I started making little clips for people to show them how to do their hair. And I'm sending these clips to everybody. Oh, wow. And so many people who were asking for this information. So I just say, you know what? Let's try this YouTube thing. So we started the YouTube channel, Discovering Natural, back in 2012. And we started showing clips of how I did my hair, how I did my kids' hair. I first started with my hair back in, I think it was 2011. And then we continued that way. And since then, it has grown so much. And my thing is always about building community. So when I was able to help a lot of people with their natural hair, we moved on to Facebook, Instagram, created a Facebook group to connect parents and help parents out with their hair. And then in 2014, people started asking more about, okay, we know you do hair things. Tell us more about your life. Want to see what the girls are up to and want to see what you're doing and how you maintain this family lifestyle. So we started the family channel, and it was also a time when my dad wasn't feeling too good. So it was also a relief for him to be able to see the children regularly.
Oh, wow.
Because they live in Nigeria. So that really helped the family out. And so when we started the family channel, we didn't disclose our names. We were very, very private. And even till now, people still know the girls as Little Sis, Big Sis, and the man, and the man, and then me, Discovering Natural. So I think it wasn't until, I want to say 2016, that was so that we decided to expose our names and we're much more comfortable.
Okay.
But YouTube has changed since then.
Yes.
It has changed. We'll talk more about that. But that's just a little intro to us.
Now you made it sound so
easy peasy.
Easy.
Oh.
You made it sound so easy. It's a different thing to just slap up a video and it's a different thing to start editing and to make it look presentable. And you start off editing or you just started just throwing the videos up?
Well, I started off by when I plan a lot. Okay, so when I'm going to do, like for my hair channel, I have books, I have like a planner dedicated to what I want to do and everything. There's a reason behind everything. And it's most of my videos are community driven, meaning that people come up to me, they want help. So it's a lot of how-to guide, on my YouTube channel, Discover Natural. Now, my family channel, we just vlog, we vlog our life. What you see is what you get. Right. So when people meet a person, they're like, oh, so you're really like that? And I'm like, why now? What else do you expect? I'm like, this is me, So, but it's a lot of, and then editing, I do everything myself. At the beginning, I started editing, doing the thumbnails, the CEO, everything. And then as my kids got older, I started teaching them also. So now my oldest daughter, she's 15 years old. So she's able to edit. Like most of the videos that are coming out recently because of this quarantine, whatever.
Right.
She's the one putting them together, and she's brilliant at it. She has her own channel, so she does my thumbnails. She does a lot of things and SEO. And then my younger daughter also chips in when she's in the mood, and it's like a family. My husband goes, he watches the video, approves stuff. So it's a family thing, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's important.
Now, is that the same thing for the Discovering Natural? The same process?
Yes, Discover Natural, yes. DNVlogsLife, I do most of the editing for DNVlogsLife because I do a lot of editing based on emotion, like when the music comes in and all that stuff. But for Discover Natural is more like a family. You know, we sit down and we talk about, okay, want to do this video. Like if I'm going to do a video with the kids, right? I'll say, who wants to do this video? And one of them will say, I do, you know, another one will say, I don't. And I say, okay, who wants to be in charge of thumbnail, you know? And we've been doing this since they were little and stuff. Who wants to do this video? When we get brand deals also, we say, who wants to do this video? And if it's an exclusive brand deal where it's just your oldest daughter says, I want to work with this brand, I said, then you write the proposal, you pitch it to them. So they do a good job at coming up with interesting things.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting because, you know, people often say, oh, YouTube destroyed their family, social media killed our family. How are you guys able to balance that?
Okay, understanding. So at the beginning, when we started vlogging, and the hair channel, there was no problem with that. But the vlogging aspect is where, you know, you are opening up your whole world to people. And so at the beginning, my husband is, you know, I don't want this, I don't want that. This is what, you know, I don't want to be shown. Like the beginning vlogs, he wasn't even in it, you know. And then gradually, we get comfortable. And then we have to have times where, okay, no social media, this is family time, drop the phone, drop this. You have to know when to stop and when to let go and live life.
Right.
Okay. So there's a way to do it, because you feel like as a vlogger, you have to capture this moment and capture that moment. Not all moments should be captured. Right. And not all moments can be captured. There's some things that you just have to save up, and you see that the value, if you put it's not in the quantity of what you bring out, it's in the value of what you bring out. So for me right now, although you see about, you know, I used to do vlogs every day. I did that for over a year, where every day except Sunday, I did vlogs. So, but when I do vlogs now, I do it like 3 times, 4 times a week. When I do vlogs now, I don't pick up the camera maybe for a week or so. But I've already recorded things that I can carry. Yeah. And there is a different way. My videos and my vlogs are totally different than other people's own, because I put stuff in there. Like I put flashbacks in there where you can see the girls doing something in vlogs. And I put interesting tips that can help people. So it's always a teachable moment. So when you're watching the vlog, some people might say, okay, I want to watch this vlog about day in the life. And at the end of this, they're saying, oh my gosh, I learned this, I learned that. So you have to understand that what you do, what are you doing? And when are you saying that this is family time and let's move on? So yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
We have one of our friends here. He has a question. He has, how do you determine what should be shown and said to the world about your family and what shouldn't?
Okay, thank you, Tunde. That is a great question. So personal things. There's some things that when me and my husband discuss, if I'm going to do a vlog. Okay, so let me say, let me get my camera here, and I'm going to record something. So this is our vlogging camera that I use, very small, very handy. So if, let's say we're doing a day in the life, simple. On a day in the life, we're waking up in the morning. Common sense would tell me that I'm not going to be showing myself taking a bath. Okay, common sense. Okay, and knowing that people are looking up to you, the way you portray yourself is very important. There's some things that some people of this generation, they show that doesn't really help anybody. So why show it? Okay, things that will edify people, things that will help people. Like if I'm going to be doing my morning devotion, I might show a clip of it because I know that will encourage somebody.
Right.
Yes.
Now, if I'm vlogging, I did a video back in, I want to say 2016, where it was about privacy. And there are times that I'm with the camera and I'm recording something and I see my kids doing something totally cute to me, and I bring out the camera and they say, "Oh, mommy, I don't want to be recorded." That goes, it might be the cutest thing that will give us like 10 million views, but no.
But
you
no,
have to respect
worth it.
a lot of things. You have to respect. You have to respect the family's the way the family wants to be portrayed. You have to respect your husband's decision. My husband is always number one. If he says no camera, no vlogging, no video this week, sorry guys, we're on a leave. We'll just be, you see what you consume, whatever you see. So when it comes to the world, and then you have to, in YouTube, there's no way that you can put things out there that there won't be anybody that will say, what you are doing is wrong. We always know there's always finger pointers.
Yes.
So you have to have a top. So what I feel that should be shown, one other person can come up and say, no, why did you show that? Why did you, for example, let me show you an example. My daughter was on the couch one day and I woke up in the morning and we're talking and I have the camera and I'm like, okay, girls, I'm vlogging. And they're like, okay. So we start talking and I record. And my other daughter was sleeping and I recorded her. And after recording her, I turned off the camera and then I told her when she woke up and I said, "Oh, I recorded you when you were sleeping. You look so cute." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Somebody took that part and the person's like, "How could you record the girl when sleeping? Did she ask?" And I'm just like, "Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching."
Thank you.
How can you say what to show or what not to show? Always judge. That's one thing. No matter the, so yeah, that's my answer.
So it's safe to say, once you decide you want to become a content creator and put yourself out there, be ready because people will judge. And,
yes.
Now, quick question for you. With regards to bros, right? You guys never disagree on what to put out or not? You never disagree?
Oh, we do. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there was one time, my husband is a very free guy, but sometimes he can be shy. Sometimes he doesn't want to be shown. Some days he doesn't want to be shown. So there was one day that I thought of this brilliant idea. My husband takes over my camera, but I felt that it would have been a perfect thing. So I said, okay, I want you to take over the camera. I'm just going to follow you like camera woman. You do your thing. And he was cooking, and he has done this so many times. But that particular day, I don't know, it felt under pressure. And he is someone that he doesn't like to be put under pressure to do something. And I was like, okay, are you comfortable? He said, yeah. So I bring the camera. Once this thing came out, it was like I started recording him. And then, as Yoruba would say, "Won kalolo," it started like, it's like, oh yeah, shall I stop. Let me try it again. I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "Yeah." And then I started recording, and it just felt it was too much. So even though that would have been a really wonderful video, I just said, you know what, we don't have to do it. But it has evolved. So in the past, I'm the one that I'm always going, "Oh, I want to do this. And they'll be like, "Sola, I don't think you should do that." And I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll not do it." But now
say, "Okay, fine," because you're making it sound you're making it sound so easy.
It sounds easy, but the thing is, you have to have understanding. Because even right now, my husband is the person that will say, "Oh, Sola, you should do this video," and he'll be sending me text. "This is a video idea." He'll say, "You should do this video." I'm like, I don't think my audience will like that, And he's like, "Well, I'm just saying it." And then I do the video, and oh my goodness, it blows up. And he's like, "I told you." So,
right. Now, let's jump into marriage a little bit. I know you've seen quite a lot going on YouTube, even with the influencers. One will say that it's because of the attention that they're getting that's making some of these marriages break up and crash, and that's what majority of people will say. And I think What's your take on that before I put mine in?
Okay, see, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, and I'll tell you why. You can only let external forces affect your relationship if you let them affect your relationship. Anything can affect your relationship. Family, external family, friends.
In-laws.
So even even YouTube
Mhm.
is another entity. So the way I take YouTube is I take YouTube like another entity. Your job
Mhm.
can even affect your relationship. So
Yeah.
YouTube is a job. That's how I take YouTube. YouTube is a job. It's also a community. Your family,
Mhm.
extended family, community that is closer to you, and then you have the world community. So when people say, "Oh, the relationship failed because of YouTube and all that stuff," no, dig deeper.
Dig
Are
deeper.
you solid in a relationship? Are you in a relationship where no matter what thunder, fire, whatever comes, you guys have your own core belief?
Right.
Okay. Every family should have their own core belief that we don't stand for this. We're this. If anybody says anything, we know who we are. So that is what is important. And I feel like if you lose that family core belief,
Mm-hmm.
it's anybody can come in. It's like a net. Anybody can come in. You don't have to put a wall. I don't want to say a wall.
No,
You
no,
just
it's
have to
true. It's true. I
yeah.
always I call what you just called entity. I call them environmental factors. It's like
Yes.
it's like trying to get the rain to stop and say, "Oh no, because
Mhm.
the rain is raining today, I won't go to work." It doesn't work that way.
Yes.
There's an extent to
Yes.
get to that it becomes like a dangerous, but generally speaking, environmental factors are exactly that. You still have to move on about life. If you're
Exactly.
good enough, you're strong enough. So yeah, some.
Well, I like the fact that you stated a few points like you and your husband, the way you walk hand in hand. If he's not comfortable with something, you respect that. If your kids are not
Yes.
comfortable, you respect that. I believe the reason why most marriages fail or have a problem is because people are having this tug of war, like couples.
Mhm.
Like you and your
Mhm.
husband, you're on the same team. Like no matter
Mhm.
what happens, we're together. We make this decision together, and I really, really respect that. A lot of people,
Thank you.
I
Thank
think the reason why YouTube gets into people's business or why people
you.
think their marriage failed because of YouTube is because one, the attention is a lot. Two, they're not
Mhm.
on the same team. So they start to,
Mhm.
maybe somebody's enjoying the attention too much and they're not,
Mhm.
telling their partner
Yeah.
and agreeing with their partner. So you're
Yeah.
right that you have to dig deeper. It's not about YouTube, it's about you guys have
Mhm.
underlying issues. So I
Yes.
really, really
Yes.
like that point. And I also like the fact that recently the whole feminism thing, it's like a struggle. Like me, for
Mm.
example, I do believe that the husband is the head, the wife is the neck. The head can't operate without the neck. So I find
Mhm.
myself very important in this relationship. But then we have other people saying, why do you have to, listen to your husband? Why do you have to accept that? Why? So I'm like in the middle of I'm enjoying women being liberated, but also
Mhm.
I'm caught in the middle because I see women attack other women for
Mhm.
accepting their place in the marriage. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Okay, so all this it's an interesting phenomenon how things have changed over time. And I grew up in a family where the father is the head and is respected and da 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 da, And my family, I'm similar, I respect my husband, I give him what is due cause. I respect him with knowing that he himself is human and he needs help. And that is why God said that helpmate,
Help.
helpmate and helper, someone to help. So when we feel like as women, whoever, I feel like everybody has their own way of doing things and to each his own. Okay,
Mhm.
do you?
Do you?
However, I want people to understand that there are times when we have to, in a relationship, where somebody has to drop down a little bit and give somebody the upper hand. unless you're going to be butting heads. You're going to butting heads. I've been married for over how many years now? 17 years now. And I feel there are times that I feel that, you know, when I have issues with my husband, I have to just humble myself down and say, okay, it might be wrong, right? And I say, let me listen to what you have to say. And he'll say something, and be like, okay. And I give him some time. And for some reason, he comes back and is like, oh, let us do what you said. You see, there's a way of presenting our power. You know, we women, we have power. We have power, but you know, we don't only have power in the bedroom, as people will say that.
It's almost like you were reading that comment. He dropped that comment a few minutes ago.
No, just right now.
Okay. Power to the women. Women do have power, but I think we all have power. If we just listen and be humble, like you said.
There's a way that we have to assess that power, because there's always a issue where, you know, women equality. I'm all for that. I'm not saying I'm all for that in the workplace and stuff. I work mainly with guys. My job, my real job is not YouTube, sorry. But in my real job, I work mainly with guys. I grew up, I was the only girl in the family with 3 boys. Wow. So I know what it is to try and be that person, you know, that woman. But still, the power we have, is sometimes we just like to be, you know, some women, they just like to be like, oh, why did you do that? This and that, you know, fighting with the man. But those kind of power are like fire, you know, fire that burns, just keeps on burning. But there's a subtle kind of power. There's a power in silence, and sometimes. Yes. So whenever you are arguing with your husband and you are doing whatever, and your husband is like, and everybody's shouting, who does that help? Sometimes you have the power to be silent. The power of silence is greater than the power of noise.
Yes.
Because the power of silence actually will hear hidden messages. Okay. So if you are arguing and somebody is quiet, they're hearing what you are saying, and they're able to come back in a wiser way. But if you're all shouting, that's just noise.
Yes.
So I agree with you.
100%.
Yes.
Yep, that's 100%. Now, power, I was gonna say that's not power, but you're right, it's power, but it's power that works in the opposite direction when you just want to just talk. All you're gonna do is just destroy. But the power in humility and just listening is basically what you're talking of. Just being able to listen to where that person's perspective is, because frankly, you could be missing out on something. And power in silence. We have oh, by the way, it's the first time here. I should have all the watermark ready, but I didn't. But if you go to getmymarriageback.com, we have a chapter on silence is golden in there. And it's good that you mentioned that, and a lot of people are definitely talking about that here. Now, here's a question I want us to get back to. Those savage comments, do they get you sometimes, especially with folks trying to teach you how to live your life and raise your
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
the key question is, do they get to you sometimes?
They get to me sometimes. At the beginning, they did get to me. At the beginning, I'll be like, who is this and where are they coming from? But I'm a very diplomatic person, so I will hear you out. I actually get emails from people. Not only the comments you see on YouTube, I get emails from people. I once got a 6-page email, from somebody telling me how to raise my daughter, and then what my daughter has to see in the future, what's going to happen to her in the future if I continue raising my daughter the way I'm raising my daughter. 6-page. And finding out that the person, after I went back and I said, well, thank you so much for, you know, and I am all about being polite to an extent, okay? So I told the person, I said, thank you, because the person took time to type. And it was, you know, a long thing and good grammar, you know, the person took time. So I said, thank you so much.
Wow.
However, from what I read in your message, I don't think you know us. So please watch our video from this beginning to this year that you are watching it? Because it was totally, I was just like, I think they sent it to the wrong person. So the person came back again and reiterated what they were saying. And the person ended with, I don't have a child, I'm a newlywed, but my husband agrees with what I just wrote. And I'm like, okay. And this is me after how many years they married? 12, 13 years in marriage. And I'm like, okay, thank you. You know what else?
Learning.
I was, so when some comments, there are some comments that when they get to me, and I have filters, of course, there are some comments that people send, I don't even see it. YouTube helps me out and package it there. But there's some comments that when they come back, I think as I've gotten more seasoned in YouTube, I've developed a thicker skin. And one thing that people don't know about YouTube is I don't delete comments often. I think it's rare because YouTube loves engagement.
Right.
So if you're getting bad comments, I come back. And I've actually come back to somebody that talked about my child.
Your IT, so you're trying to take care of the people and the algorithms at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm always thinking about that. I'm always thinking about that. You know what? And see, that is the thing. I think about the human, the psychology of the human, and then the computer, how the computer is going to benefit me. So if you come to me and you are talking about my child this, my child that, and it's not a comment that is bad, that will cause some issues, in the family dynamics, because I'm also thinking about my family, because my children, they watch my videos sometimes, because sometimes they don't like seeing themselves. So I have to work on that. So if somebody comes to me and is a comment that can stick, we call it sticker comments, is a comment that can stick,
right?
I continue the conversation and I build up. And sometimes at the end of it, the person comes back and say, oh, I'm so sorry. Or my audience fights for me. So it can go either way.
It can go either way. Right.
Yeah.
So at what point did you start? Okay, so your bigger channel,
yes,
Discovering channel had over 100,000. At what number of subscribers did you start getting those kind of comments?
Oh my goodness.
Or unsolicited advices.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. So I think it was, I just want to say maybe later, maybe like the third year. I believe it was about the third year after we started. People will say comments like, and it wasn't harsh comment. People will say, oh, because my older daughter, she had spacing and stuff. So people will say something about the teeth and stuff. People will say something about skin color, and stuff. And those I had to put keywords because that time it was too early. I didn't have a thick skin at all. I was just like, that's it. Yeah. So, but then later on, we started the when I think it was later on, my daughter, she went through braces, so we created a braces series on our family channel, DNVlogsLife. So there's a playlist called Braces Vlog, and that helped people. And we worked with doctors and so, like orthodontic. We worked with so many people, and we did we did like a series with another doctor and all this stuff. So it actually educated people. But before then, I was just like, don't you come at my child. Delete.
Right. I couldn't.
It's maternal instincts now. It's only natural for your own now. So it's understandable.
There are some comments I don't let her see. So we actually run another channel that YouTube ended up just banning it but we didn't care about the content on it. It was entertainment stuff from the past, So at that time, we started, it was early, like 2009 that we started that channel. So when people started to drop in negative comment, I showed a few to her. She doesn't necessarily react right away, but the way she will talk about it later, I'm like, okay, maybe that's a bad idea to show certain comments.
And again, I don't want to see negative comments. So,
get ready. You will see it. You will see it.
I
You have to get it
for him to see it, but I'm not interested. I just don't want to see it. So I stay away from them. I'm kind of sensitive when I see certain things. I'm like, you know what? I want to punch somebody, but of course they don't want to punch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just said, babe, you can see the comments, but I don't need to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this was about. Go ahead, please.
Well, there was something that happened recently. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago on one of my very old videos on Discovering Natural, where I was doing it's a brand video and I was showing my kimono, okay? And I was fully clothed and everything. And I was telling people that, oh, this kimono, it's really pretty, blah, blah, blah. And I was talking to the audience about trying to influence them to buy this kimono. And I get a comment last from a man, and the man was like, the comment goes, I'm not interested in the kimono. Just take it off. I want to see what's underneath. And I'm like, so I responded back. And in the past, I would have just deleted that comment, okay? But I responded back with, let me ask my husband. Okay? And then I took the comment. I took the comment, I put a screenshot, I sent it to my husband's message, and I sent it to him. And my husband responded back with, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, so then I came back and then I looked at the comment again. I left that comment on, and then I took the comment, the screenshot comment that I sent to my husband, I put it on my community page. Because guess what? YouTube loves engagement, right? So it got people talking. Yeah. That little picture that I sent, people were like, oh my goodness, I can't believe of people like this. But you know what? That actually helped because that pushed me up in the engagement scale on YouTube.
Yeah.
So everything is so calculated right now. YouTube is so calculated. Yeah, I could have deleted that comment. So when I came back with, let me ask my husband, the man came back with, he is one of the luckiest guy in the world or something of that sort. And then I told my husband, I said, Olasio, this man said, you better cherish what you have. And he was like, big man. Right. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of made us, yeah. So it kind of, in our relation, it kind of made us laugh again. So, you know, so I don't know. I don't take life so seriously nowadays. I just like, and everybody has a say.
It's so true because, you know, sorry, babe. It's so true because, you know, I feel like the algorithms of the online gods mimics after how nature is. If you just let it be, there's a lot of things that will just fall in place. I was reading a book and it says human beings, we hate vacuum. Just like nature hates vacuum, something must always fill up a gap. There's also the Parkinson's law, right? So if you want to practice that in real life, let's get into marriage issues now. Okay. Right? It's not going to go our way on either side all the time. There are going to be real life issues. We mentioned earlier about environmental factors. That starts with the in-laws. Heck, that starts with your siblings. Right?
Yes.
Their opinions, they have opinions, they have mad opinions on how you should live your life. It starts from home, not just on YouTube channel. It's just at scale. That's why I agree with you earlier that, you know, YouTube is just another entity, as you mentioned, right? Yes. So with that being said, marriage, I know you have 17 years, you've got to have some stories. You've never had crisis in your marriage before. Am I correct?
We have. We've had.
Share as much as you want to. Some stories with us and how you overcome.
Yes. Okay. So, well, the first thing is in marriage, everybody will have problems. But it all depends on how you handle it. That's what makes the marriage last.
Yes.
Okay. So we've had issues, you know, one of the key issues, like in a Q&A that my husband and I did last month, and we briefly talked about it. The first issue that we had was in terms of children. You know, everybody sees our daughters and stuff, but it wasn't a smooth road. It wasn't like those movies, you know, that boy meets girl, they get married and boom, there comes the baby. No. Something that could have broken our marriage from day number one. But there's always one thing that I say in marriage. I'm a Christian, so I always say trusting God and knowing that even when things get rocky, He's still there. When there's stormy weather, He's still the quiet voice in the storm. So in terms of children and being able to have children, and or not in terms of conceiving, but in terms of just letting it stick, if you understand what I mean. So we had to, but my husband was always a rock in that situation, even with external forces doing their things. You know what I mean? Where
he said so he was always rock. He said
he was always my rock.
Your rock.
You know, immovable. He was very good at consoling and stuff. That it will be well. Let's keep trying and stuff. So that's the one thing that could have shattered our marriage from the get-go, that okay, I'm done, you know, this is not working out, let's move on. It's still early in the marriage. Also, another thing that could have messed up marriages is in terms of if you letting, you know, families dictate what should happen in your marriage.
Yes.
Okay. So we having an understanding that, you know, this is, we always say, and my kids even, they've learned about this, letting external forces, letting people dictate, this is what you should do. Don't you guys know that you need to buy a new car? Don't you guys know that you need to live this kind of way? You know, people can let living like the Joneses affect their lives.
Yes.
And mess up their lives. I'm a very, what they call it, I'm a very public person on YouTube, but I can be very private in some instances. So I can be very being an extrovert on YouTube, but I can be very introvert. So I keep a very small circle of friends because of that, and because of issues that I've had in the past. So we have a saying in our family, and our saying is, what happens in the aware house stays in the aware house. This is how we do it in the aware house. And my kids will say, oh, you know, and my kids will come and say, oh, mommy, you know, when you have children, you know, children always observe what other people are doing in their house. And my kids will say, oh, but mommy, can we do this? This is how they do it in their house. And I said, in their what? Say it again. This is how they do it in their house.
Repeat.
What's their house? What's their name? Maybe their name is Smith. This is what they're doing. Whose house? Smith's house. Well, you just entered another country right now. Whose house is this? Oh, our house. We do that in their warehouse, and that usually just stops the conversation.
Right. Yes.
Raising kids, when it comes to the point of raising kids, that can also be a trouble issue, where especially when the kids are going from that pre-twin or twin to teenager, that small circle, the children, especially girls, I don't know about boys, but they have this emotional thing that happens.
Right.
And my husband didn't understand it. So it was a lot of butting of it that, oh, it's okay, leave her alone. That is how she understands. I'm like, why don't you smile? Why are you moody? I'm like, you'll be here till tomorrow if you want to find out why a woman or a girl is having emotional swings. So, yeah.
So we have, from what I can see, it looks like there are 5 people watching us. Please, if you just share it, if just one person came from you, that makes it 10. The more, the merrier. We're still trying to grow the platform. So please help us share this. We're talking important stuff here. So a lot of people will find value in it. Now, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question based on something I saw. I'm sure you came across the video as well. There was this video going around that this lady, the husband, beat the hell out of her. Apparently, the guy lives in Canada and she is in Nigeria. Okay. And the guy found out, he was trying to get them to come to Canada, and he found out that the baby is not his baby.
Oh, okay.
So domestic violence, like the lady was really, really battered up. And even though we know, because me and my husband always say it's not a matter of right or wrong. there's usually something lacking. That's what makes somebody act, irrationally sometimes. As good as having a husband in Canada, maybe she gets to see her husband once in a year or twice in a year. And, people are bashing her, coming for her.
So basically, she had babies for another man.
Basically.
Did you mention that part?
I did mention that
okay,
part.
all right. Sorry.
The baby is not the guy's baby. So apparently in Nigeria, there's a new trend right now. Okay, the new trend is that the men are now going out to get DNA testing for their children.
Oh, okay.
There was a guy in the US.
Okay.
I know, because I'm like, I'm thinking about that, the show they do, Maury. I said my husband, like, look at the face, look at the head.
Maury is really extreme. But there was a story I got off of, I think it's Obodo Oyinbo TV. The guy was trying to bring his own father and his mother here, and found out the father is not even his father.
Wait, what?
And all his siblings are not his father's kids.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying, and I keep hearing people say that the olden day marriages are better than the new. So my question to you, sis, is what do you have to say about this? It's a whole lot of
goodness.
Before you go in, the major question, the major topic that we really wanted to discuss with you was long distance and marriages, because you did mention that hubby travels, right? You mentioned
yes,
and then she told me about that news, and I didn't know the part that they were bringing them to Canada. But how do you handle long distance? I'm not sure if you would consider it exactly long distance, and if not, how would you advise someone to even get into a marriage if it's going to be long distance?
Well, when I met my husband, we did date briefly long distance. So and then I grew up in a family. I did a video on the video is called I Married My Father. Okay. And I grew up in a family. Yeah, I grew up in a family where my father was always traveling, just exactly like my husband. So my mom was the real role model of how I live my life now. I mean, I credit her to it. So in terms of having a long distance relationship, for some people it works, and for some people it doesn't. You need to know as a human being if it will work for you. I cannot say, oh, don't do it because it wouldn't work for you, because I don't know your background. I don't know your tolerance level, endurance level. And when I mean endurance level, there are different levels of endurance when it comes to long distance relationship. Number one, if you are single and you don't have children yet, endurance level in having somebody to talk to, being alone, especially like if you're in a different country and you don't even know anybody, that kind of thing, because you get influenced by your friends more than your husband. Number two, endurance level in terms of even if you have children, are they young? Do you need help? That's sanity, because having kids, raising kids, some days you just like hide in a wardrobe or something, and you don't want the kids to find you because you just want some quiet and stuff. But the kids always find you. These children, they always find you. That's why the popular game is hide and seek. Why do you think it's hiding? So no matter what, and then another level of endurance is you yourself in terms of sexual endurance. Let's say it as it is. Can you, as my mom would say, can you hold yourself? Can you hold yourself?
Right.
You have to know that, and that's where a lot of women and a lot of men, because this also happens with the men, wherever they've gone through, and they hold on. Some men, they don't come on for 6 months or whatever. Can you hold on? And can you understand the sanctity of marriage? And even
all right,
that they are the child, be open. Let's throw caution to the wind. You've done this thing, you shouldn't have done it. You are pregnant. You don't think. Let the man know
Right.
Okay, let the man know, let the woman know that look, nobody is perfect. I had affair with somebody, and this. Then you both have to sit down. Okay, you both remember. You both have to sit down and discuss it. I'm not saying you both and the pastor and the ex. No, you both. Okay, you both have to sit down and say, how is this? And remember, woman, silence is power. You guys have to talk. Okay, don't just like, hey, you cheated on me. Hey, I'll kill you. Hey, it's not my child. No. Sit down, talk about it. Now, if perchance something happens, you can't deal with it. You guys can come to an understanding. That is when you have to get somebody. Sometimes it's not even the family, somebody in the family. It can be somebody totally outside, a counselor.
Yeah.
Talk to you. Because family will always choose side.
Yes.
You did my child this way, So sometimes you need that. And even pastors and stuff. I'm a Christian, but sometimes also, they also have their own, they're human.
Yeah. Struggle.
Their struggles. So there are different levels to it. So in this situation of the person, the child is not his and stuff like that.
Right.
It all comes down to communication. And then in the days when I was dating my husband and when we first started this, we didn't have all this FaceTime, we don't have all this WhatsApp. This stuff is powerful. You can have a relationship long distance. My husband went to China for like 3 months, sometime a while back, and we don't have this. But now that he travels every night, like when he's available and he's not working, like devotion, we'll just put him on the thing, devotion. Daddy, it's your turn to pray. He'll say his prayer. Good night, Daddy. So there's so many things. And then when it comes to sexually, whatever, there are other ways. You can read a book, and
pick up other things. Or start with Google.
Exactly. I mean, there are other things you can do. I mean, I don't have to go ship when your pins or everything.
Our last episode, which we did on Instagram, we went in, on sex. We went in on sex.
Yeah.
We went in because a lot of people struggle. Even when they live in the same household with sex, they struggle. Yes. And then even when they are apart, they struggle. People's sexual desires are real. Those things, it's the real stuff that will be fulfilled one way or the other. You can fulfill it physically, you can fulfill it emotionally, you can fulfill it in your marriage by making your marriage stronger, or you can choose to suppress it and pay with your mental health. Something has to give. Now, are you willing to go in a little bit deeper into that part? How often away is he? If you're not comfortable, I'm okay. I'm just, a lot of people come here because of that. People also get a lot of buzz. One of the keywords that's taken off on our YouTube channel is sexless marriage.
Yeah.
People are Googling, people are struggling. And the reason why they turn to Google a lot of times is because they're having difficulty having this conversation with their significant other. So they're looking for solutions, Sometimes sometimes because you're too close. Your take.
Yeah. Okay. So in life, you evolve. Okay. When you got married, the way you are to now, it's evolving. Even if you've been married 1 week, you have evolved. The way you accept marriage, the way you accept your sexual relationship and stuff, you evolved. And just know you are two different people with different backgrounds and different beliefs and different. You can even be a Christian, both of you, but there's no way it will be the same. So when it comes to sexuality in marriage, one has to understand that you have, that's what I say. I always tell people that marriage, everything is communication. But if there are some things sexually that you don't like or you are not comfortable with, talk to your spouse about it.
All right.
Okay. Now, when it comes to you being, living, your spouse working far away or is absent all the time, you cannot be present with that person. You know you cannot be present with that person. So you have to talk, what is a way that we can feel fulfilled without stepping out of the marriage?
Right.
Okay? We have to understand that, talk to your spouse, tell your spouse, if you ever feel like you want to step out, call me. Call me. I will show you a shoulder.
So let me give you an idea. Let me give you an idea of how men process that. Okay. First of all, we assume, for the most part, not every man. I don't assume that anymore because I had to grow outside of that. But most men assume that a woman will never step out on them. So that's not even part of any conversation.
They don't think about it.
All right. But also, most men have a tendency to shut down their wife when they are expressing themselves. They don't know they're doing it. They're not doing it knowingly. Then that's not the intentions. The intentions are overrated in marriage, But they do, And then what happens a lot is that a woman will go into hibernation and not feel to express themselves much longer. So in other words, even if they feel like stepping out, that's not necessarily an easy conversation to just wait till I'm thinking about stepping out. Right?
Yeah.
What would you say to a young lady going through that right now? They can't even express themselves. Like, I feel like drinking wine. They can't even say that.
Talk to my husband.
Much less I'm feeling like let's step out.
Okay, maybe this will help people that are maybe newly married or whatever. One thing that I used to do with my husband, and we even still do it, we do role play. And it's not you guys, I think not that one that is on life and not the Oyibo role play. No. we do role play. And when I say role play, we do scenario role play. Like, what if, like we're talking, we're like, oh, what if I do this? What if I decide? What if I get someone pregnant? What if I do all this stuff? We do that. So I always encourage people. I say, do it. I mean, have this role play. Then you know where the person is coming from. You understand the person better. Now, in the case of the woman that, she doesn't know how to talk to her husband about this, sometimes it's hard. It's hard, especially if the guy is not someone that is receptive of this kind of conversation.
Yes.
It's very hard. But there has to come to a point where we open up our mouth and we just say, as they say, let the SHIT, my kids are probably hearing, let the say, mommy, you said a bad word, let it hit the fan. We have to have a voice, no matter what, because if you don't have a voice in your marriage, you will always be subdued. And I'm not talking about feminism, that stuff. We have to have a voice and say what we want, what we like. A lot of times, I'm from a background where I don't talk about, or I like this, or I like this and stuff. And my husband will say, oh, do you, oh, Soroni, was that okay? Did you like this or did you like that? And gradually I was like, oh, so I can talk. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Repeat, rewind, repeat. Let's roll it back again. Okay, no fast forward. So, slow motion. So, that is what I'll say. It's so hard, especially if you feel like you can't speak and stuff. Sometimes we just have to, because sometimes the man might be like, you are cheating on me because maybe you are making some moves and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, no, if I don't do it, if you don't make those moves, side chick is going to make the move. Somebody else is going to make the move. And let me be honest, men like to move. They might just be a man can be carrying Bible or whatever. I don't like it. They like it. Yeah. So
So how do you handle it in a case of where he's saying, "What have you been doing?" and he likes move? Where is this balance? Because that's a bit confusing right there. Does he like it, or is concerned about, you've been cheating or something like that?
Why does his wife do that and stuff? Hey, I've been reading a book now.
I've been reading. I've been browsing.
You know, nothing is. Yeah, if a man says, "Oh, where did you learn this? What did you know? Why are you doing this?" and all this stuff, maybe because I've been in my marriage for a little bit longer. So I just say, we just have to have a voice. We just have to say. The man might say, "Oh, which guy? I don't like this. I don't like that." I said, "What do you like? Tell me, what do you like? Do you like just missionary and that's it? Boring." Okay. But and then talk, have that conversation that, "Oh, can I just talk to you about something? Tell me, what can I do to, you have to put it in the man's court that, oh, what can I do to make you feel better?" Even though it's making you to feel better, and say, "Oh, but what about," everybody say, "Oh, no. We don't do that. Oh, and it's our thing, but you know what I mean?" Then to pull back.
Right.
Couple years later, try again. Couple months later. You know what I mean? Because marriage, I said marriage evolves.
Yes.
Sexual relationship in marriage, it's always evolving. The way I was a few years ago is not the way I am right now.
Right.
So and then as you evolve in marriage and as you evolve in your sexual relationship, your body also evolves. A woman's body evolves, a man's body evolves. Yes. So the man might be active now. Who knows what will happen down the road? The woman might be active, so everybody is evolving. We just have to try and meet each other at a comfortable level.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. So I always tell people, like, seduction is your that's your playground. It's a tool. Seduction starts way before the bedroom, of course, but I'm also talking about the bedroom as well too. You have to just be open to learning more, to understand that God created you the way He created you for a reason. It's a tool that you can use in your favor. Let's talk about. We're probably gonna come back to this topic later. Let's talk about arguments.
Okay.
How do you handle arguments in your marriage?
Okay. So I'm trying to remember a scenario because we rarely argue, and I know that you're like, "Abba, you argue." No, we don't argue because I'm like, I don't have the energy. Oh, yeah, say what you want to say. I'm like, okay. And my husband will give lecture, and after the lecture, I'm like, okay, fine. What do you want to eat?
That's it.
Awesome. That is.
But to be honest, there's sometimes that when it comes to arguments, there's sometimes that we just have to compromise, agree to disagree. Okay. There's sometimes that when we argue, and if it's something that we try to solve the argument before bedtime, we don't sleep on argument. If we argue and stuff, it might be quiet for some time, and the kids will know. They'll just know that the house is quiet today, daddy is quiet today, and that's it. But usually things dies down really quickly because, but then compromise, talking it through. And if you get to a time when you're arguing so much,
right,
it is okay to say, "Oh yeah, I need to step outside and go for a jog, go for a run, go for a walk." Just have some time to just filter, because sometimes when you are arguing and it goes back to everybody shouting, I don't do that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Kids in the house.
It's like it's pointless.
It's pointless because nobody's getting anywhere. You're just like little chickens. Chickens, they're just when they're biting at each other. Everybody has sauce. No chicken comes out.
Except that we're not chicken, because chicken will give chicken. Sometimes our arguments go deeper. People hold resentments, and then they destroy years upon years of good experience that they can have.
Yes, and that's one thing. When people say they argue, some people, I was reading relationship advice page, and the person was like, "Oh, me and my husband, we've not talked for 6 months." I'm like,
"Hey, they're not months."
I'm like, they just bring the food to the table. They just, everybody just eats, and they're like, I'm like,
that is sad.
6 months. If my husband doesn't talk to me for a day, when I'm sleeping next to him, I'll be like, I'll be like, if you move the body, I'll be like, before you know,
right.
I'll wake up everything that needs to be woken up. The argument is over, So my thing is this: communicate. If you are communicating and you can't find an even ground, it is okay to walk away. And I don't mean just walk away. Just say, well, I need to leave. Explain. Don't just walk away and be rude. I need to leave. Head from there.
Yes, yes. We have a whole episode on arguments. So but you made some really, really good points. It's pointless, essentially. It's just it's not worth it. If the conversation has to wait, then it has to wait. But like I said earlier on, sometimes humbling yourself does not mean you become a doormat. It just means you let it go for now. Eventually it may be the person may come back to you.
Right.
And to really, really go all the way humble, it may just be you that you can see through a blind spot right now in this moment.
Yes.
So it's very important. Now, of course, the way you just said it, it's no wonder. You just said you don't have time for it. But also, there are some men, right, that will say you don't have time for it. What we said was that we don't go to bed in disagreement. What's your take on going to bed in disagreement or not?
We don't go to bed with disagreement. We don't.
You don't?
No, we don't.
Okay. So
we don't go to bed. So if we are, let's say that we have a disagreement about something, we talk about it, we talk it through. Now, when I say we don't go to bed with a disagreement, it doesn't mean that we've concluded, but it doesn't mean that tomorrow somebody will say, repeat don't let that repeat itself. Somebody can say that, but it's not like we're still not hiding at each other. So because it's like there's some conversations, some arguments that are painful that you don't forget. Yeah. But does that mean reactionary? Because when you go to bed with that anger, you're just reactioning the next day. Right. How does it help? Right. It doesn't help anybody. So in the moment, try and discuss it. Try and come to some form of conclusion that you can sleep with. Because me, I like my sleep. I don't get a lot of it, but I like it when I get it. Right. And tossing and turning, you get this alakala, you get these bad dreams. You know those kind of dreams. That is your argument chasing you.
Right. That's good. So let's clarify a couple of things. So what you just said is that you don't go to bed, not necessarily with disagreement, but arguing. You don't do that.
Yes.
But also it sounds like, but it also sounds like both of you are on the same page with regards, because when I'm telling you right now, earlier on in our marriage, we're 12, 13 years in. Earlier on, I came with that school of thought that
you don't go to bed.
When we are arguing, we should just finish the conversation.
You want to finish, but
I'll be doing this. Okay, you win.
So that but sure, quick enough, I was able to understand that there's no way we're not going to get anywhere with that.
Nope.
By just forcing her to talk. She wants to go to bed. She's done with the conversation she wanted. I will still be preaching until I realize that no one is receiving my preaching any longer. So it's very important to clarify that you're saying you can still be in disagreement. You don't have to finish a conversation. And obviously both of you have to be on the same page with that, because if the other person is not, like, is really, really getting aggressive, especially if the aggressor is on the man's side, it can really result in a very bad situation, because you're done. You want to go to bed, but the other person is saying, no, we should talk about it. Right. And the reason why they don't want to talk about it is because they can't get their mind to rest.
Yeah.
With wherever that issue is, and usually it's a petty issue too.
Or third party issue.
Or third party had nothing to do with you, right? So it's very important to clarify that. You mentioned something earlier that's a big deal. Just in case there's any men here listening, you mentioned that your man is the rock. He remained the rock in certain situations that And it's very important that men really understand what that means from from an attraction standpoint. So let's talk about from an attraction standpoint, because that's an important element of marriage, right?
Yeah.
Speak to that with regards to how it makes you feel knowing you're married to this man who remains a rock. If you could imagine for a second a person, you're married to a person who could not even soothe your whatever you're going through, who is basically adding to the trouble, or who is talking too much. Can you speak to what does that mean to you when you say he was the rock?
Okay, so what I mean in that, in terms of him being the rock, is in different situations. So being a rock is, a rock is not movable unless you are someone strong. A rock is someone that is present, always present. So when you have issues and stuff, it's someone you can go to. And when I say the rock, please, no religious person should say, hey, God is your rock, please. I know. So what I mean by that, and I'm not saying this rock can be shattered. Okay, I'm not saying you put the man up there, he can do no wrong. He can do wrong, but in present situation, so there might be times when I have issues where I'm just like so stressed about something. He's always that calming constant there. That okay, kilon shele, what is happening? Okay, is that like a sounding board? Is that how you feel? Do you think you could have done it? Somebody just bounce off ideas on. Now there are times when I feel like like the children, some decisions that we have to make with the children, and I want to make it in this way because I feel like this and that. And me and my daughters are like butting heads. No matter, people always say that, oh, you guys have a good relationship with your daughter. Yes, we have a wonderful relationship, but there are some times that my daughter's like, Mom, you just don't understand. And I'm just like, I don't understand. What don't I understand? Oh, you are not born in this country. You don't know. I'm like, don't come there. So that's when my husband, he steps in and be like, Shola, just listen to the girl. And I'm just like, but I don't understand. What is she? This is the way we do things in our house. And then it's like, yes, I know this, but here are part of the story. Okay. So he is always that sounding board, always, someone that is there that can help us out in understanding, because, when you have kids and you have relationship, the children and stuff is there, so, in so many other ways that, that I can go on, but that's the key area. Just someone that is always there, because I've had issues with, I can't be sounding things off to friends. I'm not one of those people that if I have a problem with my husband, I'm like running to this friend and my husband did this. What do you think I should do? No, if I have problems with my husband, I have problems with my husband, I go to my husband. Hey, we have a problem.
Right.
Let us talk.
So it's safe to say he makes you feel safe.
It makes me feel safe. It makes me feel safe. However, I always want to say this. Although my husband makes me feel safe, I myself must understand that I cannot totally depend on someone until I understand what is going on with me. So it might make me feel safe, like, oh, Shola, you can always talk to me, whatever. But if you're someone that you're always battling the spirit within yourself, you have to, no matter how much the person tries to say, Shola, don't worry, it is, okay. Especially when I said earlier on in the marriage with having children and stuff like that, there were days that I just was like, this is hopeless. This will never stay. And it's like, okay, Shola, don't think about it that way. Just let's try again. It will work, And other people are coming at you. Do this, don't do this, don't do it. It's like, Shola, it's me and you. When we close, me and you.
Right.
That's
Actually, I have a question off of a scenario that I know personally. Like, there's regards to parenting. So this and it's church people, by the way. This I don't want to emphasize, but they're like powerful people in church. They found out that their first child is a lesbian. But they, they try to pray for her, do all that stuff, cast out the deism, whatever that is, but it didn't work. So they decided to just throw her in Nigeria by herself. And I thought that was the most dangerous thing ever, because people are saying that, oh, it's over here that people are gay and there's no gay people in Nigeria. What do you think? I just want to hear your perspective on that one.
Oh my goodness. That that always makes me laugh, because when I was in high school, there were people like that, and that's back in the.
You go to a girls' school?
No, I went to a mixed school.
Oh, interesting.
It happened in mixed school too.
I went to a mixed school. Yes, it happens in mixed schools too. It happens everywhere. This thing has been in existence since the time of the Bibeli, of the Bible. So why would it be anything different here? Okay, so in that situation, I personally feel like understanding, we have to understand just human itself. I'm not condoning. Okay, so people get me right. I'm not condoning. But there's
the only ones.
Yeah, but I always feel like, I personally feel like, when situations like this arise, when it comes to your sexuality in terms of your sex, orientation and things of that stuff, I always feel like sometimes we demonize people for how they feel.
Yes.
We do all these things, and when we cast them out, and then we throw the person, rather than understanding the person, rather than accepting the person. We don't have to accept how the person is living their life, but we can accept the person in terms of being a human being.
Yes.
Being a human being with different desires that is contrary to ours.
Right.
Look at this, and I'm gonna, because this is always a religious thing, I'm gonna throw it back to the Bible. Now, the lady who was a prostitute, or the lady who had several husbands and stuff like that, if Jesus was not in, and I'm not saying his acceptance of our behavior or whatever, but he understood her in terms of human empathy. If we have human empathy towards other people, the world will be so much a better place.
Right.
Okay. People saying that, oh, sexual orientation, because of that, you're a bad child. Oh, you are this and that and that. No. People even say that to the point where, oh, you are marrying somebody from another country, not from our own area, and then the family fights and stuff. Yes. For example, the case in this lady, I don't know if you know her, Somaku. She's popular on YouTube. Yes. She did a series on her marriage and interracial.
We saw that.
See, so those kind of things, you see how it just divides family.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know that sexuality also, your sexual orientation also divides family. But I always and my husband and I, we talk about things like this. Going back to the role play, what if our child comes to us and says, oh, I want to do this. This is what people should do in marriage. Discuss those stuff. Don't say, no, let us talk about scenarios. Let's talk about scenarios like, oh, what if my child comes to me one day and say,
but something will happen. Crisis will happen.
Crisis will happen. Come up with different scenarios. Oh, what if my child comes home pregnant? Oh, what if my child comes? Should I now cast the child out? Should I now do this? No. That is when the child needs you most.
Yeah,
needs you
understanding.
Yeah. And do you know who that person can grow up to be in the future? Do you know if, okay, right now the person might say that she's a lesbian or whatever, but what if you loving the child, you accepting the child is like, oh my gosh, and before you know it, who knows if the child decides to not be a lesbian? You never know. I'm so against casting somebody out because the person did this, because there's a lot of, in our culture, we love that casting.
Yes.
Them here casting because and it affects. Oh, if I say, oh, I want to marry a white man, over my, and I have stories I could tell, personal experiences and stuff, but I'm not going to get into that.
Right.
But I'm just saying we should not always, because it could happen to anybody. It could happen to anybody. We should have empathy for humanity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It doesn't mean we condone what people do.
It's not,
empathy.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that being said, what age, what appropriate age do you think a parent should have the birds and the bees conversation with their kids?
For these children nowadays, these smart children, this generation, what are they now? Is it Z or triple X?
Generation.
I don't even know what
generation.
Yeah, really fast.
Let me tell you something. The discussion, it has to do, the age has to just do with your child's maturity. Some children are more mature and more exposed than other children. Okay? Like for my children, okay, when you say birds and the bees, like my children, they grew up faster than some of their friends. And then there are some of their friends that my kids will come back, because my daughters and I, and my husband, we have very open relations. So my kids everything. So, they'll come and they'll say, mommy, can you believe this and that and that and that and that? And I'm like, sure. I'm like, really? So they're like, my daughter is like, yeah, I know, we don't do that. I'm just saying, and I'm like, okay, but the age has to do with your child. You will know how mature your child is. And then you can feel the child is. So let's say the child is like 7. Let me just give that number. And the child comes to you and the child goes, mommy, John said that this and this, how children will be saying story. Oh, what is this and this and this? And then you will have to know, and God will give you discernment. You will have to know how you tailor the discussion. Right. If you tailor the discussion, there are sometimes that when my kid came to me way back when we were little, and they're like, oh, this person said some word. And I was like, oh, how did that make you feel? Like, oh, yucky. Okay. We know that you are not ready for the next discussion.
Ready for the next part.
It's yucky. And then later on, if your child comes to you and then they're like, oh, I saw somebody doing this and that, and I'm like, oh, so what they meant to do? And they're like, no, they shouldn't do that. But, it's husband and wife. Okay, let's talk. There's a way your kid. And that's why it's important for parents to be present in a child's life. Yes. We can not fashion, walking. You don't even that. You don't even know your child's personality. And this country is very guilty. And we ourselves, we're very guilty of always walking. Yes. We don't have moments to have dates with our children. I'm a very big believer in having a date with your child. Take your child out.
Yes.
The children talk a lot. Every day, Monday to Saturday, I walk. Thank God for this quarantine thing with my children for an hour, and they just talk. And sometimes I don't even say anything. I just hear them talking. I'm like, you get to know a lot about your children.
Yes.
When you sit down,
the conversation with our boys.
We have 11-9.
Last year
we have 11-9 and a little baby girl. And not with the baby girl, but with the boys.
Baby girl.
They got the first dose of that conversation.
Okay.
Because I just felt like they're so much more enlightened than we were.
Yes.
So we don't want to wait until they are asking, but at least and they were doing a lot of like, oh, you
girl.
If I start, listen to what I'm saying.
Yes, I don't understand. I'm the first time my dad had that discussion with me, I was 12, 13.
Wow.
Yes. And my dad, I was very sheltered. Not that I didn't know anything, no, I knew. But then my dad I could not open my mouth and say, oh, I know this, I know that. My dad is a retired pathologist, and so everything is down to science. So when my does this, when he told me about the birds, whatever, my dad It's like biology class.
By the way, sorry, excuse me. When we say birds and the bees, just in case you're a person we don't know what that is, we're talking sex, having the sex conversation with the kids. But
yes. So my dad brought out the book, the biology book. This is the man's anatomy, the woman's. And I was like, and I was like, yes, sir, yes, sir. The X chromosome, the Y chromosome, and I'm like, yes, sir, yes, sir. If you do this, this will happen. Moshe, sir, I didn't do it, sir. Okay. At one time, I excused myself. I went to the bathroom. I cried. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? But children nowadays, if they are talking about all this, they'll be like, oh, our teacher already taught us this. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
So I understand what you mean. But children nowadays, they're so much more exposed. Yeah. And let me tell you, you should be the first one to, or hope. I'm saying hope to be the first one that will talk to your child about it. I'm telling you, talk to your boys about it, but I'm sure your boys already knew something.
They did. They did.
So, yeah.
They just didn't want to hear it from us.
They didn't want to hear it from us. No. But we want them to be comfortable with us.
Yes.
The conversation.
Yes.
Yes. And it's very important because even now, my girls are 12 and 15 years old. There's sometimes talking about something and then they're like, oh, mommy, I didn't want to hear about that. I say, you were here.
Not here.
About it. Yeah. Now I was watching. Sorry, babe. I have questions. Okay. I was watching Pastor Adeoye this afternoon. Is it Pastor or Doctor? Yeah. He prefers Doctor.
Yeah, Doctor.
So I was watching him this afternoon, and a lady came with a question. She said she has an older daughter. I'm thinking this daughter is around 17, and she just walked in on her.
Watching
porn and using it. Was she using a vibrator or something?
No, watching porn.
She was watching.
Oh my God,
that was she was asking how is she supposed to handle that, but I felt like
she's 17 now.
Right, but I felt like she didn't really get the answer. She didn't get the awareness that she needed. She got more of a chastising, like, what are you even doing walking into your daughter's room? I'm sorry. I don't care how my daughter
would you walk into your daughter's room, or what do you think about in terms of privacy for them, balanced out with being present? Because you mentioned being present earlier.
Right.
Okay. So this is the thing, and my oldest daughter, I knock. Can I come in?
Nice,
and then I walk in.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
My youngest daughter. Okay. My youngest daughter, when she was up until she turned 12 last week Friday. Oh. When she was 11, I knock, I come in.
Oh. Wow.
I ask her, should I come in? Now that she turns 12, because she's a twine official. Well, yeah, she's before teens or whatever. So now,
what did you call it?
What?
What did you call it?
They're called twines.
Twines. Big body.
TWEN.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. Google it.
Wow.
You heard that before?
No, I'm hearing it for the first time.
Google it. I didn't know anybody know.
That's twine now. Teenagers. Twine.
That's before teenagers.
TW. Okay, wow. Got it.
That's interesting.
Yes. And twine in girls is different because girls mature faster than boys. Yes. Twine is different than boys. Yeah. So when she was 11, up until last week Thursday, when I knock, I come in. And I'm knocking, I'm like, Tolani, Mwale, I'm coming in, and I come in. Now that she's 12, I knock, and I give her the same as a sister. I knock, Tolani, can I come in? And she say yes. So I walk in.
That is awesome.
Okay. So that's just the way I do it. And did anybody teach me this? No, I just created this rule.
That is awesome. Now, what's your thought behind that? Why do you do that?
Why do I do that? Because I feel like when my daughter, when they're reaching the age towards teenager, 13, people always like giving that number 13, but really, I feel like teenager struggle starts before 13, like 12.
Yes, it does.
They always start. So I said, from the age of 12, this is just my rationale, and I overthink things because of my job. I'm always rationalizing, calculating things. So I think that if I give them that 1 year, of privacy, of respect. Okay. By the time they reach 13, the respect are stuck. Okay, because with children, learn behavior, repeat things, learn behavior. And your kids, people say, this child will listen to me or whatever. No, you as a parent also, you have to give your children respect.
Yes.
It's biblical. It's biblical. You know, you have to, so that they will, you know, and so many things. So I will give my kids respect. My daughter that is 15 years old, there are some things that I would not do. Like I'll ask her permission, like, is it okay that we do this and do that? And she always understands that she has to return the respect. If she gives me the respect, I give it back. Now, if she develops I don't know, monkey on the shoulder that is knocking on her head that she doesn't give me that respect, okay, then we need to readjust. So respect is important. And that, I think, showing your child that you can respect them, you can humble yourself when you are wrong. If I'm wrong as a parent, I have a way that I'll come back and say, I am sorry. Let's talk about it. You know, we don't live in a culture. Our culture is not good at that. Our culture will be like, what is it me? I should say sorry to a child, you know?
It is so profound the way you just presented that, because we have a few core pillars that we go by with respect to marriage, but they're built out of just relationships, period. Not necessarily just marriage. The only thing that can make marriage a little different is the sexual relationship part, but it really just still comes down to the same thing. The couple of questions that I have for you before we go into the YouTube drama.
YouTube drama?
No, you know, all the drama that we saw earlier. But you know, open marriage. What's your take on open marriage?
Open marriage, is it the Oyibo kind? Is it the one that
whichever one you understand?
In Christianity, there's no open marriage.
Whatever she understands as open marriage, I want to know.
All right.
The open marriage that me, the open marriage that me I've heard about is this Oyibo one that me too, I will have one little gigolo next to me, you know, and he will have his own chick. Right. Is it that one? Is that what we're talking about?
Is that the only one you know? Yeah, talk about that one.
That's the only one I know. I'm old school.
You're old school. That one's not going to fly with you.
I know. No. You know what? Let me tell you something. This is kind of funny, but open marriage, it's always like some people will accept like the man, but the woman, if she should bring her bobo now, that might be another problem. But the woman, because they're like, oh, the way God made men is to have many. I don't know what it says. Personally, I'm not for open marriages. If my husband decides that, oh, he has a side something on the, you know, and this is conversation. When I say role play, this is one of the conversations that we have. Yes, that, oh, what if, you know, I now come to you, and we have this conversation quite often, and I say, what if I now come to you that, oh, I have this young lady on the side, and I said, usually what I said now versus what I said when we were doing this role play earlier in the marriage is totally different. And he himself, he will tell you, earlier in the marriage, if we have this role play, my head, you just be seeing sparks coming out.
Like, what are you talking about?
What are you trying to say?
Like, you know, we're just doing that role playing thing that we said we'll be doing once in a while to self-check. It's like a car, you know, car service. You have to service this reevaluation, almost reevaluation every time we'll play this role game. Okay, let's see where you stand in the marriage, because marriage is always evolving, right? So marriage, you'll say, oh, Shola, what if I come to you and I say, I have this girl on this side, my new side chick or whatever. They didn't used to call it side chick before, girlfriend or whatever. How will you feel? When I was newly wedded, I'm like, hey, me and the kids, we just kick you out of the house. You know, I used to be back. I said, no, it's just me and you. But all the stuff I've done with you, all the stress we've gone through, you just strip it out of the wall. I'm like, okay. I say, oh, better eat McDonald's tonight because there's no in your and whatever. Not for you
just because of that.
But anyway,
no, McDonald's.
But now that we've been married for so long, we had the discussion again, I think about 3 months ago. And okay, so what's your stand on this? I said, bring her. let us talk.
Oh, yeah.
Let us talk.
Okay.
And this is my thing. I don't condone open marriages. I don't condone side chick and all that stuff. But I know that people have flaws. Even though my husband is the rock. A rock is not perfect. A rock will have
right.
So if he does that, the way, and this is something that my husband said, the way I stand firm, the way I act, I have girls, my girls are watching.
Yes.
There's no way that we won't have any issues that these children are watching.
Oh, yes.
You might say, oh, we'll be in the room, won't shout, whatever. These kids will know. So the way I present myself, the way I talk to him, he's still the father of my children, is what the kids will emulate. Because this will happen to them too in the future.
Yes.
So I want to be the best example. So if my husband comes to me and say, oh, I have this girl that I've been seeing or whatever, maybe she even has a child for me, I'll say, okay, let us, first of all, I'll say, thank you for telling me, but I wish you had told me when you first started so that we can check each other and I can protect myself, because, I don't want to catch anything. Yes.
Right.
So it's very important for you to talk like that. So you have to, and we have an understanding that if anything happens and he meets somebody, to have respect, to respect me for my own respect. For me.
No.
I did this. And then, we get you checked. You have to also have common sense. As Pastor Shola would say, borrow brain. You have to also have common sense. It's true now.
It's not common.
It's not, unfortunately.
Yeah. So you have to think about that. But I am not under the whole thing like, oh, he cheated on me. Oh, that's the end of the marriage. Oh, whatever. Oh, this or that. No, let's talk. And don't hide it. A lot of men will hide the relationship. Don't hide the relationship. Tell me what happened. Let me know where I stand. Then let me make my decision. Maybe I can stand in the marriage and let you walk out whatever because I don't share. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't share, but still talk.
So back to knocking on the door of your children, right? Yeah. I can align this what we just said, which is we went from open marriage to all the way down here, right? I can align them together. The power of will. People have the power of will. Either they like to admit it or not, or they decide to exercise it or not.
Yes.
And you always have to leave the ball in their court and let them decide. Yes. Because if you take that power away from them, if you take that power away from them, it does not stop them from being human and doing wrong things. Right. But when you put that power within their court and you allow them to make decisions, they tend to learn more. They can process it. I call it allowing God to work on them. Let you stay out of the way of God. Even if you get hit with crisis in a marriage, it's the same formula essentially. Of course, it hurts, right? But as soon as you can catch yourself, the worst thing you can do is try to force a person to be in a relationship with you. The worst thing you can do to a child is to try to force that child to behave. The best thing you can do is to empower them and let them know that they have the power of choices, making choices, and that there's consequences for choices. Right. So even if they're doing something wrong in the room, the fact that you knock on the door, you're planting seeds in them to understand that they have privacy, but it's not privacy, because most people would get stuck with the privacy part. No, they have the power of the will to do the right thing.
Even when you're not right.
The right thing may be different in their eyes, may be different for them, depending on their generation, but believe it or not, they're still carrying a part of you into their generation. So whatever you teach them in the form of your behavior, because you're not really teaching them with your mouth, is they're watching what you're doing.
Yes.
So whatever you teach them goes a long way with them. So even if they do something wrong or anything like that, first of all, if you're a Christian, you claim to be a Christian, you should know that God is the one that's watching over them. You should know that. Then in terms of your job as a parent, you just taught us that teach them that they should respect other people, just like you're respecting them. It's your actions And there's nothing they could be doing in that room that could be so wrong that I know, I need to know. No, what do you need to know? You're not God. You can't see everything, Is that aligning with your thought process when you decided to like knock on doors? 11 years old, you knock on the door.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, 12 years old. 11 years old, knock on door, enter. 12 years old, knock on door.
Wait for
and wait.
That's I really learned a lot from what you just said. Like, I have a high level of respect for you right now, because parents don't do that.
They don't
do that. My kids close the door, and I don't necessarily knock on. I call them so they come downstairs. But I just learned something new from you, and I'm gonna put that into practice because I really like that.
Because we come from a school of thought we should see everything, monitor them, and no, let me see what's in your phone, and let me see. But in spite of that, there's so many, like all my life growing up in church. I grew up in church too. I wasn't sheltered about in church. And growing up in church, I've never seen, I can't remember, maybe I didn't pay attention, but girls off the streets that are living their life freely, they barely get pregnant randomly. It's girls that are inside of church.
Yeah, because they're so sheltered in the church. You're so suppressed. And if you're in a family that you don't give your child a little bit of freedom or whatever, when the child is now older and out of where you are, the child is now like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah. Oh, and anybody just pluck, their flower or whatever. You know what I mean? And so you have to gradually give that child a little, so that when it's like somebody that has never had ice cream, okay? And then when they're older, you now give them ice cream to it, and they're like, oh my God, and they just eat, they don't know when to stop. When they're so that you can give them little ice cream. When they get older, ice cream is like, what, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just what else can
right.
It's just ice cream. But when they're, so that's why we as parents, especially being people, if you are from church or whatever, there are some churches, like me growing up, my mom, I remember when, and this is going to be funny, and my kids know this story. When I was about 20, 21, I never dated, okay? I never dated in high school. 21. I never dated.
No boyfriends, nothing.
Nothing. I never dated till I finished college, okay?
Oh, wow.
Yes, I never dated. And when I finished college, I was like, okay, I got a job, I'm a woman. I got my own apartment, whatever.
About that time.
And I know. And I called my mom and I said, Mommy, can you, and my dad, my dad has talked to me about the biology of sex. And we never had that conversation again.
Right.
Okay. So for 7 years, we never had that conversation again.
Wow.
And I was just thrown out to whatever. But I never had a relationship in college. I did a story where a story time of dating. You can watch it on my story time playlist.
Definitely go check that out.
Of a person that thought I was dating him, but I'm like, I didn't even know I was dating him. And he proposed right there. I didn't know I was even dating
Wait, you didn't know you were dating him?
He said God told him that I was going to be his wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, watch that story. It's very funny. Very, very funny. The whole scenario, the place was funny. Anyway, so when after I got out of college, and I called my mom one day, and I'm like, me and my mom should be able to talk about this thing, right? I said, Mommy, can you tell me about this sex? Because, mom was like, Otinshe, Mashe, you are doing it. Don't do it, oh. Don't do it, oh. Mashe, lie, don't put it, don't go there until you meet your whatever. I'm like, okay, Mom, bye. That was the shortest conversation I've ever had with my mother. It's a short. So, because to her, it was like you having that conversation was that you are doing it. I dare not even ask my dad that, what, you want me to see the book again? No, Wow. If I was a child, when I was a child, my parents were very open, but they come from a different school of thought.
They do.
Their school of thought was like, you don't say, even you don't name the body part. You say kini, eh? You don't even say kini, eh? You don't even, it doesn't even exist, you know? How are you born? You just happen. Osmosis, or what they call it. You know, you don't. That's how I was brought up, that, you know, you don't say stuff, things are forbidden, you don't even mention the boy part, you don't.
None of that.
So, oh yeah, that's how I was brought up. So for me to be 20, and my kids always laugh because my kids,
and then we wonder why we have bad leaders. All these things are connected, all of them. If people can't express themselves,
we don't. And when you feel, and then if you find out that somebody, and me growing up, I went to boarding school. So when I hear people talking about, oh, this one back on now, you know, one shaking, you know, one shake, you know, when I see that, I'm like, oh, such a bad kid. And then I'm just like, oh my God. And I was so naive. Growing up in boarding school. I was even, the nickname I was given was funny. I was so immature in my thinking that even classmates gave me a particular nickname, which was embryo. You know, because it's not even baby, it's embryo. Because
no, embryo.
And I'll be like, and if me and my friends are talking and they say girl and this boy are both, I'm like, oh, up to the point that I felt like if I touch a boy, I'll get pregnant.
That's what they told us.
That's what they told me.
If you touch a boy, you get pregnant.
That's what I was told.
So that's, you know, so
it still affects everybody to one way or the other, because if you didn't grow up that way, you're probably married to a person that grew up that way, and it affects everything.
I didn't. I grew up. My husband and I were totally opposite.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he didn't grow up like you, he married you. You see what I'm saying? So even like we're all affected, because even if he didn't grow up like you, he still married you. So you guys have to go through that process of getting comfortable, you know?
Yes, and that was one. Even after we got married, because we had a very short courtship. You know, we met each other 1 year. Before the end of the year, we're already engaged. That was our short. It was very short. Wow. So when no, it's both of us.
Oh, okay.
It's both of us. We've been talking, and we're like, oh, let's get married. Oh, we got married. Oh, wow. Okay, the real starts. We wanted to start with the real work, all this dating thing, and then we were long distance also, and it was just like, okay, enough is enough. You know, let's just do it. So it was, I think, 6-7 months, not that long, Sha. So short marriage, short courtship can create long relationship. It doesn't matter. Long courtship can create short relationship. It doesn't, all that stuff I don't believe in. Oh, because you dated this person for 20 years, you're gonna stay together.
No.
Yes, it doesn't work.
It doesn't matter.
So my thing is this, him coming from his background, and his background was very free. His background was, you know, whatever, you know. You see, and then my background was very sheltered, where, you know, even growing up as a child, I didn't mix so much with people in the environment. You know, I was more or less like, oh my gosh, they use their, you know, stuff like that. That's how I grew up.
Right.
So growing in our relationship, we had to solve that problem earlier on in our marriage. I don't do that. I'm like, what don't you do? I'm like,
which part? I will teach you.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you. Enjoy it. And I'm like, ooh, okay.
Oh, it's a lot.
I think it's good that I didn't. I want to say, I think it's good. If my husband is watching this, his head is swelling now. But I think it's didn't marry somebody like me, because I would think marry someone like me will be so overly protective of the children that, you know, you can't, oh my goodness, you talk to that boy, you know. So I'm so glad I didn't marry somebody from the same side of town, if I could say, as I was. I'm very happy I didn't.
So you've evolved basically since.
What? Yes.
Evolved a lot. In
yes.
That, 70 years is a long time.
It's long ago. Thinking, even watch the Q&A with me and my husband that we did last month. He said, when we said it was long, we were like calculating, and he's like, and I'm like, it's like, man, I tolerated you this long. I'm like, the other way around, So,
yes.
Yeah.
I can relate to that because I feel like my husband is the one that didn't grow up all sheltered, and I grew up very sheltered to the extent that even now I still struggle with it with my kids. Like I'm like a paranoid mom, always watching my kids, always making sure they're good, no one is doing it. When they get off the school bus, I'm like, so what happened today? Is everything okay? Is someone trying to put me on the bus? Because we're gonna go.
I do that.
I'm that crazy mom. So for my husband, he'll be like, calm down now. They'll be fine.
That is what I'm saying. The Rock. That is what I'm saying. The Rock. Yeah. And I'm not talking about Dwayne Johnson, or
No. Hey, your husband is a tall guy. I saw some pictures. He's very tall.
Yes, my husband is a tall guy. Yes, he's a tall guy. Very So
he will fit in the Dwayne Rock a little bit too.
He knows. When I say, when my husband, when we're saying, oh, who is your crush on TV, whatever, I like Dwayne Rock. I like my Odunade, from Yoruba, whatever.
You go from Dwayne Rock to Odunade?
My children, they know. If a movie is coming out with The Rock, they say, that mommy, your boyfriend is on TV again. And they're like, go and finish mixing that in your. I must watch. But anyway, but my whole thing is this. So exactly, there are times that my husband, because I used to be very, very OCD about everything has to be in order. And when the girls were little, if you come into my house, you feel as if it's a show house. Wow. There was no sign of anything. And my husband came in one day from work, and he came and he called me and he's like, Shola, it doesn't even look as if we have any children, because everything was spotless. And that's because I grew up in such an environment where my mom, everything was spotless. The house was spotless. I'm not saying my house is messy now. My house is not messy now, but it is lived in. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
There are human beings in the house.
Yeah.
So and my children know, because I think that if I continued the way I was going, and I didn't have my husband to tell me that, Shola, once in a while, I want to come home and I want to step on a toy. I want to come home and I want to get, greasy hands, sticky hands, hug me and whatever. If I didn't do that, my children would be so OCD up to another level, where everything, who moved my toy? Why is my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why it's good for us to not marry somebody exactly like us.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I laugh at people that talk about compatibility. They're always talking about compatibility and similarity, where it's one of the excuses that people give when they don't want to work on their relationship. They say, we're just not compatible. We're just like, who told you that your marriage goals are not compatible? Like, what are you talking about? There's no one that's compatible. It looks like marriage or relationship goal because they worked on it, and that's because they have to work because they're different. They're human beings, but on the other side of it, it's beneficial to have a companionship that you guys have gone through the test of time.
Yes,
exactly. That's the one that lasts.
Yeah, because to be frank with you, it's not just there's the rock, but it's also you know that there's your woman there for you anytime. Like that's like the touchy part of a man. Like when you know that your lady is there, that like it's a very shameful thing for a man for his to be broken apart and stuff like that. After a while, they attach shame to that. Yeah. So even if there's a man that's misbehaving around town or involved in infidelity and stuff like that, that's still a part of that. They will never. You will never hear a man say, "Yeah, I didn't care about the family." No, he will wake up and care about the family once he realizes about to lose his family, because that's part of his pride.
Yes.
So we appreciate a woman, like a woman who also put some effort into, because as you want to be the rock, you want to feel like you're macho, but we're not always that strong. We're deceiving ourselves too. Sometimes we are stuck on the inside, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we want someone to understand that and to support that system when it gets to it, because we're all humans and we go in
you don't
and out.
See your
like
blind
that.
side, your blind.
Yeah.
We're getting here to the top of the hour. So the question that I have for you now, okay, it's a little weird. If you're comfortable, you can share. If you're not comfortable, don't share. Okay. You don't have to, right? Are you money knocking, night knocking, or middle of the day knocking? Which one are you?
Money knocking, night.
This causes argument. This causes argument. We already agreed that argument is probably one of the things that destroy families.
Yes.
You know, this sexual stuff causes argument.
It's real.
Are you money afternoon? Are you guys different? And if you guys different, how do you find the sweet spots?
Okay. For me personally, I'm more of a night, because once it's during the day, I have so much stuff going on. You know what I mean? You know, the kids, you know, I mean, the kids are my daughters are pretty much self-sufficient right now.
They're independent.
They're grown. You know, I can even say, go and make the food. I can be in my room, whatever, you know. But, you know, I'm night, but I'm one of those people that if my husband shows up during the day or whatever, and I'm not at work.
You're down?
Spontaneous.
And it comes, you know, and I'm watching TV or whatever, and it's like, you know, Kidon Shele. I'm like, Kidon Shele with you too. And then it's you know, and he start making that look. I'm like, you know, of course, we women, I have to play game, you know, my little hard to get, you know, I'm like,
a little bit.
I'm like, oh, to Jenny, yeah, you know, what do you want now? I'm like, you know, so babaja. Yes, now you do whatever you have to do, you know, because sometimes, you know, sometimes we get so fixed in our way, and that is, you know, we cannot love and sexual feelings and stuff like that. You don't, sometimes there's no timetable. Okay. If somebody feels like they have to have fun at a particular time, and the time is not comfortable for you, you can say, oh, maybe you're in between working or whatever. But if you're washing the dishes and it's dishes can wait, and somebody comes and gives me a hug, you know, and wants to game or wants to do homework.
You know,
I'm not. It's true now. It's true. Then you go in, if your kids are around or whatever, you go in, whatever. If your kids are, you know, when they're little, they're like, mommy. Okay, I'm coming. I gotta help daddy with his homework. I'm gonna help you with your homework later. You know, they're different ways to do it, but that is what keeps the flame burning. Yes. Now, if you're a woman that every time the man, if you're not on the same timetable or whatever, and every time the man comes, okay, night time is like, it becomes boring. Sometimes every time is night. It becomes so boring if you're just always night now. It's like eating ogian akara. Every Saturday, everybody knows that, okay, Saturday we're going to eat ogian akara, you know. So you know what I mean? But if you put a little bit of spice in it, that once in a while, you'll be like, it comes and it's like, let's do it. It's a nice, you know, it makes you youthful. I think it's nice. So, but I'm mostly night, because in the morning, I'm like, I have my schedules. I know what I want. I walk out, I go to work, I do lunch, I go back to work, I make dinner. Then after freshening up and everything, nighttime, you know, we start homework assignment, you know, and we finish it whenever. So you know what I mean? Right. So you have, but then if in between there, extra curriculum activity comes in.
Yes, now you fit it in as you did. So now the next question for you is another weird one. The thing is that we get on this call, we're meeting for the first time, so I want to try to be as respectful as possible. It's okay. You know, so I feel like I'm looking for. It's never happened to us before. To me, I've been here for almost 12 years. It's gonna be 12 years old next month. To me, it's gonna be 12 years old. I never felt. I'm looking forward to it. happening to us one day, but it's never happened to us. Where they would just walk in on us. Has your kids ever
oh my God,
walked in on you and your husband in the middle of fighting?
That's the biggest fair.
No, that other fight that I just mentioned now, like Baba Shefeja.
Oh, do no more.
The homework.
Oh, no, they've not. Because they always lock.
Yeah.
I always lock the door.
Oh Lord.
Always lock the door. When they were little, when they were really, really little, you know, we didn't knock the door, but the way we taught our kids, there was one time we didn't used to knock the door, but my kids, they always, it's because we taught them since they could walk, you know, you always taught them about knocking. So they always did that, mommy, and it's now, you know what I mean. So when that situation comes up, what usually happens is that if they are knocking and the door is locked, you know, of course, mommy, I can't come in, you know, the door is locked. You'd say, I'm coming, go back to your room, go and, you know, play with your doll, you know, whatever, you know, I'm coming. And I'm like, oh yeah, Baba,
okay. No.
And usually by that time, you know, the stuff has already gone out.
Concentration is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
That's the worst thing you can do to a man. Oh my God.
You know, there's
pressure.
There's nothing. But the kids have not walked in because we've always locked the door, but they banged on the door. Like bang. I'm like, you know, and then usually it's me, my husband says, oh, okay. Usually I'm like, no. They'll go. And then there has been times that they've gone and we've continued. And then the next thing, they go, mommy. I'm like,
they never stop.
Your turn. You know?
These kids are so independent, especially when they get to a certain age. If you're not bothering them, they're not trying to have you bother.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
Yes.
You know,
they don't. But when they are little, if they are hungry or if something else, or if, I had a nightmare, you know, when that, I had a nightmare, I can't sleep, you know, like, you know.
Yeah.
So as they get older, and you teach them, they know that when the door is closed, don't come knocking, please.
Yes.
Like, kids at this age now. If daddy is home and mommy is, you don't even come, you don't even bother. So no matter if you don't even
practicing to fight, they're doing homework. Stay away.
I still use that. I still use it. My kids baby stage, they know, but I still like them, you know. I'm like, we need to do budgeting. Account.
We're balancing the sheet.
Oh my God.
Balance. All right. So let's if you have to leave at any point, just signal, you know.
No, I'm fine.
We will dive. All these things are connected. So we want to talk a little bit about YouTube.
Okay.
So this channel we're streaming live on both ends right now. But we've paid more attention to YouTube, and it has about 150 subscribers just trickling in over time. What is you have experience with this? You have results to show for it, right? I do have another channel where I talk is completely real estate education. I have about 2,400 over there. That's very slow too. It feels like pulling teeth. That's since 2016. If I have audience in other platforms on the website itself, but when it comes to YouTube, I just kind of like I take care of the people that are listening to me. Like for example, our 5 people paying attention to it was up to 10 at some point. I just take care of them and I keep it moving, and it's enough to even feed our family. That's what I do for a living. Now, what's your best advice for a new YouTube channel, right? Okay. There's this big old fight that happened with the Port Harcourt people last month.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
That you started it from what I could see.
Somebody said it. Finally, somebody said I started it. Yes, I started it. I didn't start it in the way people are thinking.
No, you started it.
You started the conversation.
Well,
I started the conversation. I brought them out. I analyzed them, and I analyzed them in a positive way. But people, you know.
Now,
Anyway,
for me, like you mentioned at the beginning, if we're not giving value, like I can't find myself referencing myself as a YouTuber. It's just a weird title. I got on YouTube as far back as 2009. So it's way before the idea of a YouTuber. I come to YouTube because it's just a platform where we can give value, right? But to these kids, it's completely different. You know, this is a fight. You know, this is like becoming Elon Musk right now, you know.
Wow.
So we saw that fight, and we saw a lot of people jump on the bandwagon. A lot of people were raking in thousands of views.
Yeah.
You know, when we ended up in this deep place where we're watching video, and it's a bunch of people talking basically nothing. You know.
Yes. And they don't even know why it happened or what happened or whatever. And I'm like, you know, and I watch those videos. I watch some of them, I don't, because I'm a huge supporter of upcoming YouTubers. I never say small upcoming YouTuber. I'm one of those people that I'll watch, even if you don't have any views. I'll watch. If you have one, I'll just watch.
Oh my show.
But this is one thing. A lot of people, they jump on the bandwagon of the trending because it's trending, can get more views like that. But that is why YouTube, and this happens not only in the Nigerian whatever, even in Oyibo land, all these Oyibo people, when they are fighting, people jump on the bandwagon and they do what is, as I found the word, it was a call out. That's what they call it. They do call out. I learned Marie Leo or whatever was.
I know Marie, something like that.
Yeah. So she and Francesca Ramsey, they did a talk about call out. So people will do what is called a call out, like this person did this and that, and then people will carry on and on and on and on until the trend dies. So today I was watching one lady and she had my picture. He had my picture in the thumbnail. Oh, wow. And about Nigerian YouTubers, whatever. And my daughter was like, "Mommy, your picture is on somebody's thumbnail." I'm like, we must watch. And we're driving to the dentist's office and watching, listening to this. And she's talking, and she's saying good stuff. And she said good stuff, and she said good stuff for me, and that was it. But of course, she gets her views, and she's good in terms of she said positive stuff. So that's the way to go about it.
Right.
Not jumping on the bandwagon to and
nothing. Well, that won't last anyway.
Yeah, it won't last because you get people watching, but in YouTube, you want to create what is called a community. A community that will stick with you through thick and thin. Yeah. Even if people are saying about you, this community will support you, will have your back. Yeah. And that's what people don't realize. They don't realize that you have to build that community. And even if your community is just 5 people, those are solid 5 people that will always come back. And those 5 people, they're also going to have some more solid 5 people that they can bring along. That's so true. If you're someone, if all you are doing is just fighting and you're not bringing value, after a while, those 5 people that knew you from when you brought value, they'll be like, what in the, I didn't sign up for this. No, and you lose that community. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that is, for me, I feel like I'm not the best at what I do, but I only look at my own track record. I only look to be better than a video that I've done. Also learn from what my video tells me, what my analytics tells me. And I don't get too much into the trending, like if somebody is fighting on this and fighting on that.
So you have to jump on everyone of that.
On everyone. See, people feel like they have to jump on every bandwagon. But when you jump on every bandwagon, think about it this way. People that are watching, yes, some of them might be part of your community, but a lot of them could care less about you. So they want to see, in the corner, like what to see what you are saying. Right. After that, bring out a value, a video of value of what you are really about. Let's say a beauty person, and you now do, oh, how I put on my makeup or whatever. People like, she's not doing something. And because news, bad news, you notice bad news always brings a crowd.
Yes.
But news of value, news of education, people are like, boring. So that's why you don't want to jump on the back
to it sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. We like, for example, by the way, our first episode on YouTube and Facebook for marriage issues.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna be doing it. So if you know anybody that we can invite on, that you can link us with, that we can bring on, we love having these marriage conversations. It's what helps us ourselves. We've been through some crisis too, but it keeps us on top of things. Like you said, you call it role play, where you just talk these things and you know. But I always tell people I feel like conversations about marriage is better than counseling. It works better.
Yeah.
I feel like it works it works 100% of the time. People that are struggling in marriage because they're not comfortable talking about marriage issues with their spouse.
Yes.
But if you are comfortable talking about everything marriage, you have to be comfortable. It's hard if you don't start off, if you don't get to it, but you have to be comfortable. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this, and it's partly our way of building a community too. Like you said, what are your tips for building a community for anyone with other type of niches out there? What are your little tips that you can give to them in terms of building a community?
Okay, so one tip I would say, if you look at the word community, you are communicating. Okay, communication, getting to know who your viewers are, and which better way through the comment section. See, everything has COM. I didn't plan that though, only God did. COM, you have your community, you have your conversation, which doesn't have COM, but anyway. And then the comment area.
Write it down.
Okay.
That's book.
Your comment area. So the first way is, and I see a lot of people, upcoming YouTubers, even established YouTubers, people don't comment back. Yes, I know it's hard for some people because you took all the work to bring out this video. You're already tired by the time the video comes out. Now people are writing comments and you're like, which one? Even YouTube now has understood the power of the comment area, where they're giving you a quick way of responding back. They have templates like, thanks for watching, thank you. Oh, I get it. Yeah, they make it easy for you. Like, and this is one thing that I feel that
we call that the speed button.
The speed button. Okay. Yeah. So my thing is this: if you are building a community, get to know who your viewers are. Respond to their comments. Then get to know who are these people always coming back, because you always know it will stick. A name will stick all the time. Yes. As it sticks all the time, people become more open to talk to you. There are some people that they've been watching us for a long time, and then one day I get to meet them on the road or in a show, at an event. There was even one event that I went to that I met this lady, and that was when I had a speaking event, and my assistant, the person that was assisting me with the children, to watch the children, wasn't there, and these girls are tagging along, and I met somebody, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I'm like, here are the kids. You don't do that, but I gave her the kids, and she watched the kids, and I did my talk, and the kids, auntie gave us everybody's auntie. I'm like, not your auntie. But anyway, so you build that community in the conversation, in the comment area. You get to know them. And another thing, in the comment area, do you know that this is something I'm testing out? In the comment area, when you write, sometimes don't just write, thanks for watching, thank you. Look at what the person wrote. Okay, be more observant. It's a lot of work.
And connect,
I respond back. I connect with them. I respond back to 99.999%. I respond to all comments on both channels. Somebody once told me, and my video on Discovering Natural channel, somebody once told me, and there's a video where I said how to enable your comment area. YouTube disables your comment. I did a video, and then somebody wrote a comment, and it said, I know this is the 700 comment, and I'm sure you are going to respond back to it. And then I responded back.
I said, they look forward to it.
I said, yes, I'm going to respond back to you because you took maybe your time to watch
whatever to comment on my channel.
Yeah, and then I get that back, and I get a lot of feedback. Like people said, "Oh wow, you're the only one that responded. Oh wow, I can't believe you responded back." And people are like, "Oh my gosh, I could cry right now. You responded back to me," and I'm just like, "Why shouldn't I?" If I see the comments, because sometimes YouTube will be like sending the comments to Timber too, and I never see the comment until I turn on my computer, and I'm like, "Wow, 59 comments."
They send it to where?
No, the YouTube as a way. Sometimes I don't see some comments. Like if you put a comment under somebody else's comment,
that
one, I'm sorry, I might not. I might not see that.
Yeah, you may not see. It goes under like they continue.
Don't be doing that. If you want me to comment back to you, create your own comment. It's like people on Facebook, like my Facebook group, people be asking questions at somebody else's post. I'll be like, and they're like, "Oh, Shola, you never responded back to my comment." I'm like, "What?" Like, "Oh, I put it there." I said no.
What dear?
I said no. It's like you doing census in somebody else's house. No, you're not going to be counted. So comment area is important. Number one. Right. Now the thing is this: YouTube has made that community is key. Why? They even created a community page for God's sake.
Yes. But you don't have a community page yet. You have
not yet
a certain number of whatever.
I'll tell you what to do. So if you don't have community page, some people have community page and they don't use it. It's like having $1 million in your bank account, and you're like, God, what of Gary will I drink today? Gary, that filet million. You know what I mean? So let's say you don't have a community page. How else can you connect to your people? Some people will say, "Oh, me, I don't do Instagram. Me, I don't do Facebook. I only do YouTube." I'm like, you are missing out a lot. Do Instagram. Connect your YouTube channel with Instagram. Communicate with people on Instagram. Something I do on Instagram, and I said about 3 months ago or 2 months ago, is Instagram also knows the power of community, also knows the power of community, commenting and all that stuff. Instagram now has the quick reply.
Yes.
Right.
Quick reply. It's like when somebody sends you a message and there's a bot.
Yeah, there's a bot. The AI already kind of read through the comments and suggestion on replies you can give.
Yes, or you can even create yours. I custom create mine. Okay. So if I type the letter T, so it wants to during the day, at the end of the day or middle of the day when I have time, I go to my followers and I look at who just followed me. And if somebody follows me, I just send them a message and write T. Once I write T, it will just say, "Thank you so much for watching, for following."
Subscribe, following.
We have a YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel called DNVlogsLife. Thank you, blah, 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 blah. And it's different from Discovering Natural. I have a way of doing it. So that is the way people from Instagram back to my YouTube channel.
Then they connect with the other channel too, right?
Yes. Now, that's Instagram. How do you do it on Facebook? Because you can do this in so many ways. How do you do it on Facebook? Now, on Facebook, what you do is that on Facebook, you could create a group. If you have a small audience or whatever, create a group and gradually build up that group. With that group, you can build up that group. But of course, when you create a Facebook group, let the people talk. Don't be the old, I'm here, I'm the man. You know what I mean? Let ownership of the group.
I've been guilty of that.
Yeah. Let me feel as if this is our group, okay, Shola didn't respond to my comment. So that's what my Facebook group, Discovering Natural group, is like it grew so quickly, and I'm just like, oh my God. But I actually have moderators that I employ because these people are taking out of their day. I do pay. They're my sisters, not in real life, but we talk about family or whatever. Right. They are my family also. They're not my family, but they're extended.
They're extended. They got it. Yeah.
We get it.
Right.
I don't get my brothers to be doing that. I'm like, my brother wants this. So, you know what I mean? So somebody had a comment. If you want me to respond, I can respond.
Please respond to it. Yes.
So the a.k.a. from show, we know them. Hi. She said, no one responds to me on my community page. What you need to do is this. You have even if you have 10 subscribers, you have to find a way to connect to them. If they're not responding to you on your community page, when you do videos, write it there. Let's chat on the community page. Let people be aware. Some people don't even know about how to get to the community page.
That's true. I've never heard of it.
You never
Sorry.
She just shows up. That's what she does. Obviously, she shows up. You get it.
So what you can do, tricks you can do to get people to respond to your community page. When you do a video, all the videos you are doing for the next 1 month or so, or even more than 1 month, put something there. Let's chat. It can be a new segment. Put a pop-up. Let's chat in my community page. You can even show people how to get there. Do a little tutorial on the side. On my community page, you could pre-record that and embed it into each
on every video, right?
Yes. So for example, right now, I noticed a few months back that people were saying that, oh, I subscribe to you, but I don't get notification anymore. YouTube stupid algorithm, I changed something where
changing
subscription, my notification. So what did I do? About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started embedding this small clip. It's a short clip of me, and it says every time, and all I say is, hey, you, sorry for disturbing you while you are watching my vlog, but if you are not getting my message, unsubscribe, subscribe, and I put in bold, click all, and then, go back and keep on watching. Bye, and I put that little information.
Right.
To train people, and people are like, oh, and so many people respond, like big YouTubers were calling me, they were sending me message that, oh my gosh, I love what you just did. Can I borrow that idea?
Yeah, right.
And I'm like,
hello, make sure you.
That's nice.
right.
Yeah.
You gotta get creative with this because these things are changing. Yeah. I just noticed also. I'm not sure if they rolled it out to everyone yet. I just noticed that they actually make you select if you want to notify all your subscribers when you're uploading a new video.
Do not really?
Yeah, when you're uploading, this is like within the last 1 week. So
okay.
When you're uploading, there's a little radio button that you toggle on and off if you want to notify all your subscribers or not. It's defaulting to no. So if it's already
I have a video chunking right now. Tomorrow's video.
All right.
Tomorrow's video is chunking. It just finished producing. That's why sometimes I'm like, it just finished producing. So I will watch that.
Yes. So I had to when I saw that too, I had to let my assistant know, like, make sure all the toggles on for subscribers is on when you're uploading videos. Because they're changing because there's a demand and supply thing. There's only so much placement, and there's so many videos coming in. Everyone is trying to be a YouTuber. Not everyone, but quite a lot more people than back in the days. So there's a lot of content. So obviously they will design algorithms that will push the best content that will make people watch more on their platform.
I have to tell my assistant in that room to also do that.
Yes, absolutely.
My 2 kids now, they're doing the uploading. They're the ones
uploading.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good.
Because my 12-year-old, I started teaching her some things about YouTube. She wasn't really happy about it. She was like, Mommy, why do I have to? I said, do you eat food in this house? All those nice, Mommy, I want this, I want that. But they know the business part. They've known the business part of YouTube since they were little because videos that they do, we pay them. Okay. Not family vlogs, but for get videos that we get, they get paid, and we go through a process. At the end of the year, we go through a process of negotiation.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh my God, your parenting skills. They are tough.
I have to, because the children of nowadays are they're different. They're different. If you have a child right now and you're not teaching them that you don't only survive on one job income stream.
Yes.
You have to get multiple. Then, you know, you are just not helping them out. Yes, my child will be a doctor. My child will be a lawyer. My child, you know that stuff. If my child say I want to be a social media influencer, I'm like, sure, fine.
Kids on TikTok. It's like Jesus.
You have to
encourage them. You never know.
Yeah.
Because you know, obviously Zoom just became a $48 billion worth. Worth more than all of the airline companies combined together.
In this pandemic.
You know? So you know, wherever the money is going, that's what the economy is, that's what the future is. So we don't want to get stuck on anything old school ideologies. We pay attention to what's going on, you know. So
I have a question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Now, sis, I don't know if you've seen some news. The celebrities are now starting to come on YouTube, right? They all have.
Oh no, they've been coming. They've been coming for a while.
Coming. So how
is not fair
about that? Because some top YouTubers, they are having serious beef with that. They don't like it at all.
Yes, I don't like it either. I do not like it either. Because YouTube, you know, YouTube is one of those ones that in those days, the celebrities, they used to frown on us and they used to be like, 2009, 2011, you know, they're all just like, what, all these people in their back, in there, you know, doing stuff like that, filming their children, running up and down, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, see the business it is, and then, of course, they already have a following. So it is not fair. We that were just struggling, they'll just push our stuff down. I feel that you need to create something different, a different algorithm for them. Let them work in another part. Their golden path, and let us that we're managing ourselves jejely. Let us manage ourselves with our few people that are looking up to us, you know. So, but anyway,
for me personally, it doesn't bother me because I'm always paying attention to. But I get it when you say, I know you're joking, but you know, we've been talking back and forth today. We talked a lot about value, right? Whoever brings the most value to other human beings is the one that will get paid. It's really that simple. Now, if you baptize the meaning of value, if value in your head is what you think value is, and you're not listening to your audience, you're not paying attention to the audience. We're going to talk about analytics here in a second. But if you're not paying attention to your audience, then you will struggle, right? My friend here, Yomi, what's up? Yomi Shodimu says, is that a career or a hobby?
YouTube. Hey.
Oh, that's a jump.
Question. Jump question. Don't let me start singing. Is YouTube a career or a hobby? Okay. YouTube is YouTube is a career, is a serious one. The brain work it takes for you. You didn't go to school. Nobody went to school to learn YouTube. We learn at home. We'll attend online seminars. We'll watch people like Nick Nimmons who, you know, understand all this stuff. We'll learn one thing. By the time you learn one thing, the algorithm will just change again.
Updates.
You learn another way. And then you'll be like, oh. And then the way you're out to be going, when you're going up and down in terms of my view, whatever. And then you also struggle with the business side.
Yeah.
Hey, you struggle. See, YouTube is like a career that you are doing jack of all trades. Number one, you are learning creativity, how to be creative.
Yes.
The artistic form, the way you are learning how to do graphics. You are learning how to understand the psychology of human, of what this person is thinking, why this viewer is. You are learning communication skills, how to respond to comments so that the person will not say, which kind of response is I'm not coming back again. You are learning politics, diplomacy, of how to talk to this person and say, even though the person just called your nose an ugly nose, you'll be like, oh, thank you, my nose is ugly. I bet you have a prettier nose than yours, but your nose will not fit my nose. Thank you so much for watching.
Awesome.
You threw shade, you stayed calm, you threw shade, what else did she do? All in one. And then you gain a higher self-esteem in the same process.
Yes. You have to also, and then YouTube also teaches you how to negotiate in the business world, because let me tell you something. When your channel is booming and you are getting higher and higher and higher there, you have to, people will come to you, brands. Today I've not checked my email, but yesterday went through, me and my CFO, known as my husband, went through the emails, who to accept, not to accept. How are you going to negotiate how much you are worth? How are you going to negotiate how much you pay? And then the brand wants you to do this and that and that. So you have to understand YouTube in itself, being a YouTube content creator, that's what some people that are upcoming don't realize. When you start YouTube, you don't want to put in all this drama. Once again, that drama. You don't want to start off like that, because you want to start off as somebody that is building a brand,
right?
You're building a business, a
real business.
So this is an hobby. And let me tell you something, my dear. Is that a man or a woman?
A guy.
It's a guy. It's one of my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Yomi. Once you get your first A, you will realize that it's not an hobby. And then once you get your first brand deal, that is a good brand deal. And I'm not talking about those brand deals that I say, oh, shout me out. Oh, I'll pay you in chewing-gum.
Sub for sub.
No. Your real brand deal. And you are like, oh, we can pay off this bill and stuff.
Yes.
Then come back and tell me that it's an hobby.
Hobby.
Yeah, yeah. It couldn't possibly be what I like to do. I always like to give people like a very simple, dumbed down, complete like explanation. I have on this same platform right now. We're literally exposed to thousands upon people. So if only these two people have been watching us for the past 2 hours plus, right? There's been a lot of people that come in and out, of course. But if it's only these two people, whatever impact we're making on them right now travels far beyond this moment in time.
Yes.
That value. And money goes where there is value.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of people get stuck in a place where they are wondering if their career that they went to school, all this school, PhD and stuff, like if it's because you're not following the money. How do you follow the money? It's not chasing money. The value, Where is the value going? Is it going towards Elon Musk, or is going towards a petrol car in Nigeria? I mean, simple stuff like that is how you can answer such a simple and profound question. Is it a hobby?
Yeah.
And I think also people really assume there's no work involved.
I don't know why they assume that.
so I think there's something there too.
There's more to it.
There is more to it.
I'm hearing you, man.
Yeah. So I'm just saying there's more to it, but then again, it all depends on the person behind the screen. Yes. And I'm talking about the creator. Now, if you have a creator that I heard people saying, oh, I'm just doing YouTube, I'm not here for the money, and then let's wait and see what happens when the person blows up.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens when you blow up and YouTube starts putting ads, and then YouTube starts paying you. I want you to donate that money back to YouTube.
Okay.
I say I'm not
at that time.
I don't want the money.
Yeah.
If it's not making money, it's not making sense.
In the spirit of keeping it simple, I just like to ask people. I know Yomi is asking. Yomi is a very smart kid. It's probably asking for others. But it's very simple. If you watch YouTube every day, which is virtually every human being you probably personally know.
Yeah.
If you do, there is money to be made. No, it's not just career. No, it's not just it's not just a hobby. It's a full-blown career. Let's talk about analytics. What is your favorite numbers to look at in the analytics of YouTube?
Okay. For me, it's right now because it changes over time.
Okay.
Right now, I like you looking at like the retention. My retention.
You're looking at you have 150,000 people following you. Obviously, someone is retained. Why?
I have 167,000 right now.
Right. So why are you looking at retention? Obviously, they are retained.
No. I'm talking about video retention in terms of the views.
Yeah, okay? Like the duration, right?
No, there's a difference in terms of the percentage. So let's say I do a video that is 5 minutes long, and I get a retention rate of the time wise. Let's say it's just let me. And there's a reason why I'm looking at that right now. Okay, let's say I do a video that is 10 minutes long, and people are only staying for 3 minute.
3 minutes. Okay.
Now, when your video is
that's 30%. That's 30%.
When your video is 10 minutes long, you have you can put in, I believe, is it 4 ad breaks, 5 ad breaks? You know what ad break? You know ad breaks now,
right?
That's
the money.
Okay. Money. Okay. So if I have a meeting, a 10 minutes, and I put my stuff in intervals, and people are only staying at the first one, not making money.
You're not making money. Oh, okay. All right, that's making sense.
And if I work on my retention and I can do stuff to retain people, even up to the 3rd mark, over time, a video that didn't make that much money will make more money.
Yes.
So what I thought that, so that's why I've been playing a lot with my videos, different emotional talk, different fluctuations of views. So when a good one that you can look at is the one I'm trying to remember. Anyway, there's a video that I just did recently. I'm trying to remember the title, but that one has a lot of breaks.
Right.
A lot of
so in your breaks, what do you put in your video to encourage retention? So no, wait. Before I go too far, audience retention is your favorite that you're looking at right now because we want people to hit the ads, and then we want that ching over and over, right?
Yes,
it's making sense.
Yes.
All right. Was any other numbers that you look at in the analytics before we go into?
Of course, everybody always looks at views and all that stuff.
When you get views now, that's nothing.
Yeah, I get views, but I mean, I would love to get more views. Let me go back to, if you get more.
I just feel like at 167,000 subscribers, there's a place you get to, you really have to do something completely terrible and horrible to go backwards. It's probably on a momentum. Yes, you do put video every day to help that momentum, but it's probably on the momentum of discovery by itself, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm trying to. So anyway, I'm trying to. The video that I'm talking about, I'm trying to recall that title. One. It just came out, but yeah. So I look at views. I do look at views, but I also do look at like in terms of the rate. How should I describe it? There's a word for it. It's at the top of my
velocity. There's something called view velocity.
Yeah.
Like yes, that goes up. Like, is it increasing in number of viewership? Because if it's decreasing, that means YouTube is decreasing exposure to the video. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. I like looking at that, but then there's something that happens when you release a video with 3 hours. YouTube will tell you that more people are interested in this, and more people are not interested. And that is something new that they doing. YouTube, you guys are lucky. YouTube back in the days, YouTube, all this analytic, whatever. YouTube, we just used to go with. We were
but there was less competition too, though, for the placement.
It was less. Exactly, it was less competitive. Okay, so the video I'm talking about that.
I was trying to see if I can pull it up because I'm trying to go through your channel.
Are we expecting a baby?
Oh. Now I know the answer to that, but like how would I know, right?
So the video is called "Are We Expecting a Baby?" And in that video, I did a whole bunch of different things to kind of jog people's, help people with retention and
suspense.
that video.
You have to give them some suspense throughout the whole,
to pull them in. So
right.
with that one, I got a lot. The retention rate was good in my opinion compared to others.
Well, what do you mean your opinion? Did the analytics say it was good?
The analytics, my own opinion, I have a percentage that I always look at for me.
Okay.
The analytics, I have my own, yardstick that I always measure myself. Okay. Sometimes I can be critical, but sometimes for some videos I'm more critical, and then for other videos I'm like, So, but my thing is this: whenever you are doing a video and you can tell by if you are familiar with how many people are watching this video, you can tell if a video will do good or if a video will not do good. So, case in point, I did a video recently on my hair channel about different hair. And that video, I thought it should do good, but the issue was, I think the thumbnail.
Yes.
Already failed at the thumbnail.
So thumbnail will kill it. If thumbnail is not getting people to click on it.
Killed it.
Wow.
Yeah. It killed it, and I didn't do a test on the thumbnail. I say, okay, does this thumbnail work better than this thumbnail? So when I saw it didn't do good the first day, in my opinion, in your opinion, if you saw the number of views, you're probably like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of views. But in my opinion, YouTube already told me that this video is not getting as much views.
Oh, wow.
So I went in there, which is something you don't do. That is, it's not really advisable to do. I went and I changed the thumbnail.
Did that help?
But the harm has already been done. So
yeah.
Now I gotta find a way to resurrect that video. So I think later on, I'm gonna find a way.
I would because I do SEO. That's where I spend most of my time. And what I would if you have like viral videos, some that are just like you could do nothing to them, they're just bringing in views.
Oh yeah.
So like you could the end screen, right?
Yes.
If you really care so much about that video, personally I wouldn't. I would just move on. But
I know that trick, and I've done it on other videos and it has helped. This one, I feel like I need to move on, but my editor, she put in so much work. And she did a thumbnail, and I like the thumbnail, but the next day when it didn't do good, I talked to her, because, we talk about respect, and I talked to her and I said, this video is not doing as well. And I said, do you know why it's not doing as well? She's like, well, the first thing is thumbnail to get them to click in. And I'm like, kids are very smart in that area. They'll say, oh, we're GT. I say, yeah, don't go with it.
What's GT?
But anyway, so yeah, GT. Oh, sorry, gifted.
No,
okay.
So that
I'm a village boy. How would I know that?
He's a village boy. I'm not.
So we talked about it, and I said, and we came up with another thumbnail, and we tested the thumbnail against. I belong to different Facebook groups, and I threw those thumbnails together. I said, you guys pick top or bottom. Which one? Top or bottom? And people picked the new one. And I said, so we learned from that. Of course, I went and I changed the thumbnail, but we learned from that. And we just have to know that, okay, so these people like this and blah, 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 blah. So,
right.
But
yeah.
Oh, Yomi has
so Yomi said, would you consider your audience interest in the extent of viewership?
Let me try and understand that. Would you consider the interest? Oh, yes, of course.
That's essentially what we've been doing for the past 5 minutes.
That's it. Because YouTube analytics will tell you what your viewers are interested in.
Yes.
Case in point, this is even a good example. Case in point. So I like on Discover Natural channel, I'm not doing a brand or whatever. There's some videos that I like doing. I like doing, hairstyle. I'll do hairstyle, I'll do this, I'll do that. But then when I look at my analytics, or when I talk to my manager or somebody of that sort, they'll say, you know, your audience, they like videos on aloe vera. They like DIY. And I'm like, how many aloe vera videos? You know, it's like, you know, green, you have a little child, so you know the green eggs and ham. You know, eat it in a car, we eat it on the tree, we eat it in a chair. We, you know, green eggs and ham. You know the book now, Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm like aloe vera. I say aloe vera is trending right now. When is aloe vera not trending? It's like saying water is good. Water is always good for you. So my viewers, they're like, oh, the interest is aloe vera. Even the video, I have a video that is like 1 point something million views, whatever, and it's always aloe vera. This aloe vera.
All right.
Aloe vera. So guess what? So I did my own thing that I wanted to do, showing this hairstyle or whatever. And then today, I'm like, what else can we do with aloe vera? So today I came up with a video. I did not shoot the video. I did not come online. I just took the videos that I've done on aloe vera and rejected them and did a talk voiceover and did another aloe vera video.
Right.
Now, will that aloe vera video get a lot of views, even though they're not telling me that people are interested in aloe vera? I don't know. But right now, I don't care. And I'll tell you why I don't care. Because that video is, what do you call it? Evergreen. Is evergreen video. You know, there are different kinds of, there's evergreen video.
Right. Because the product is always being used. So people will always
being used. And it's one of those questions. And the video is on DiscoveringNatural. It's called When to Use Aloe Vera.
I'm looking at it right now. 6 hours, 45 views.
Yes.
So so I didn't even, and this is how much I didn't care much for that video. I liked that video, I did that video, whatever. But my passion wasn't really in that video, even though I want to convey the information out. And it's not nice to say that because it looks as if I'm making the video like a orphan, you know.
So you're saying sometimes
some videos are closer to my heart.
Yeah, it's just what you want to do.
Some videos are closer to my heart than other videos. Some videos that are closer to my heart might not be as receptive to others. Whereas sometimes I did a video and the video was just me ranting about something. And I was like, this will probably get maybe barely 1,000 views. And everybody loved it.
People are nosy.
Yeah, people are nosy.
All I did.
They want to hear your dirty details.
People are nosy.
Exactly. So, so that is why I'm just like, I do take interest in audience interest when it comes especially to my hair channel, Discover Natural.
Right.
But when it comes to my blog,
no,
I will do this. My vlog is basically my vlog.
That's my thing. Follow me. It's my thing. You want to follow me? Follow me. I'll show you what you want.
Yes.
Right. Okay. That's
so my views on my vlog channel, DNVlogsLife, goes like this. And I use DNVlogsLife to test. And I tell people that I do. So on the side also, I do YouTube reviews for people.
Okay.
For their channel. That's a service I do on the side. And I always use DNVlogsLife as my testing ground. I use it to test SEO. I use it to test, does this tag or this description works well with this? So you'll see, and I can tell you, I have some videos that I have that I don't put any tags in. Just and I see how they work. Just to see.
How does that work? Based on your experience, so because I see sometimes. That's when I thought. At one point, I was like, okay, but YouTube, you're full of it. Why is this video getting all these views and there's zero tags? Because
and there's no tags.
And then I will look at it and I'm like, then you start to
look at the thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
And the title.
Right.
And sometimes description. So
sometimes it's just the brand. Sometimes it's just your community that's watching those things.
It's just your community that is behind you. And then it could be also trending things. Okay, so there are different entities. So let's say that you see somebody's video and you're like, how can this video get a lot of views? And the video, you even watch the video and like, I did better than this now. you know,
watching.
You know, and you're like, I'm watching, but you are watching the video and the person is captivating.
Captivate, obviously.
Okay? In your video, okay, so let's say you have this candle and everybody is talking about this candle melter or whatever they call it. Smells good. Then you are talking about the same thing. You know how people bring out the same thing, and you come on your channel and said, okay, hi everyone. So we're going to talk about this candle. Okay, it's yellow, you put light, it smells good, very good. And that's how you talk. Now, let's say you have a lot of viewers or whatever, let's say you get 1,000. Now, one Johnny or one Jane comes down and she does the same thing. She kind of copies your title somehow in her own funny way. She doesn't do any description. She doesn't really do much. And she follows you. You know those ones that are tailgating you.
Yes.
And she's the second
I've
one
heard of
online.
that.
You know, of course, after your viewers watch your video, YouTube will show other videos or it will show below.
Yes.
Now they click on Jane's video. Jane, nobody. Okay. Now they click on Jane, and Jane is like, hey!
She's turned.
Yeah, this song, it's yellow. Mama, you know, I just love it. And you know, I could put it on, I could put some fire in there. Ooh, it smells, and child, you know, it's gonna get me out. Ooh, you know.
Yes.
You just people, because now everybody will start. Oh, the personality, your personality.
The personality.
Yes.
So it's beyond the word.
It's beyond. And then again, it could also happen that nobody, you have your thumbnail. So imagine this is a thumbnail, right? Your thumbnail is like this. And nobody is like this.
Nobody. That's what's killing me.
Now let me ask you a quick question. Do you do that sometimes to create thumbnail? Do you just make face just for thumbnail purposes? Do you make faces just for thumbnail purposes?
Yes, now.
You're like, okay, we're making thumbnail.
I have so many clips. I actually have a clip of a video that I shot for a brand, and I was done shooting that video and I was in a good mood, and I did different looks. Because I know one day I'm gonna need some thumbnail, and I did the look like, you know, and I did a look like, you know, there are three emotions. So can be like somebody hurt me or whatever, and then, you know, that look can be like I'm excited, you know, another look, you know, can be like, why did you know?
One person I know that she's really good at that. You know, we pay attention to the technical side of these things. Is Dinah. She doesn't put any words in our thumbnail. No words. Really? It's just her, just her face, and she just make the face and you're
like, what is the reason behind that face? I must to click it.
And I love her expression.
Right. And then she starts talking, and she's like, "Oh, put money into Sendwave." And then and like, okay, why did you make that? And your brain is just clicking you like, why did you make that face? And she keeps on talking. Sendwave, send money to, you know, my mother sent me money and my father sent me money, and you're like, why? And then I got broke. But when you are broke, somebody will, okay, oh, thank you, bye. And you're just like, what about the face?
What about that face?
And I'm just like, so many times.
The views are recorded, the watch time are recorded, all of that is recorded already. It's a lot of fun.
Like, you know, it is fun. It is fun. And, you know, so there's something, and, you know, we can all get it back into clickbait and all that stuff, which people, when I did a pregnant thing, people were like, oh, you did clickbait. And it wasn't a clickbait. I'm not pregnant, but it wasn't a clickbait. But I had to explain to people what clickbait is. I actually wrote text. You know, I responded back to those people and I said, this is not a clickbait. A clickbait is I did something or said something, But you didn't.
And you didn't talk about that at all.
And I didn't talk about it. Number one, or if I did something, or if I did something in the thumbnail and it was totally contrary to what you. But in the video that I did, that I said we are pregnant. Now, one thing people didn't see, and it's a trickery of the eye. If you look at it, I probably could be able to.
I have it. Yeah.
So if you look at it,
we're in the parking lot. I have it.
Okay. So if you look at it, you see what do you see? You yourself, what do you see? You just see we are pregnant, right?
I see we are pregnant, and then
yes. Are we expecting a baby?
Are we expecting?
No.
Oh, you said are we expecting a baby? The thumbnail says we are pregnant.
No. You didn't see it. See the trickery of the eye. And I use this when I teach people also. We are, and look at that. We are pregnant. Look next to it,
baby.
No.
Next to it. Oh, I see question mark. There's a question mark that's white there. We are pregnant.
Oh my God! I didn't see that. I need to wear my glasses to see that.
Sola, that is small. That is a small.
I gotta look.
Those are the little.
That is a very small question mark.
Hey, but
if it's intentional, does it pass as clickbait?
But let's talk about this. Not only did I put a question mark there, but in my title also, my title said it all. My title, the answer.
Well, we don't title. That's psychology. We don't need titles.
You see, it said, "Are we pregnant?"
Are we? Yeah, but I'm looking at the yellow. The yellow in tongon. Yellow.
Yeah, must to shine. And then, of course, I said how it all happened.
I see that.
How it all happened. It was not me. It was the womb watchers. All those Instagram womb watchers.
Wow.
Me at my own age, they want me to be nothing.
In fact.
Never say never. It can happen anytime.
That's what my husband said. My husband said, but what if, retirement baby?
Okay.
Well, we thought we were done. My last born was 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but all I am saying is that I did a whole video about this. All is this: when I prayed to God, I said, God, somebody else is waiting.
There's only spirit all over this live stream. Watch what you say. Watch what you say.
I wasn't on the line. I mean, if it happens, let me tell you something. If it happens, I'll be like, but God, I wasn't on that line now. I said, jump and pass,
you never know.
Well, so now it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey for you because 2012 is not. How do you say that? It's not.
It's not a model.
It's a long. It's that you've been working, so you didn't just become a YouTube influencer overnight. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Time, patience, consistency that went into this. Is there a secret that only us? Don't tell anyone else. We're not that many here. Is there a secret outside of watching the numbers, the algorithms, what the algorithms tell us in the analytics? Is there a secret? Maybe one, maybe a second one.
To blow
YouTube.
I don't get a lot.
You know what? This is one thing I'll tell people. Putting time into it, but also supporting other people. I'll tell you, supporting other people. So when you watch your video, okay, you watch your video, you share it. You have a list of places you want to share it to. So for example, mine will be, video comes out today, I share it out on Discovering Natural, I share it out on Facebook, different Facebook groups that allow me to share it up and that are relatable. Don't just be sharing it out to any Facebook
that are relatable to the topic.
The topic, okay? And then I share it on Instagram, I share it on Pinterest, LinkedIn. I share it on there. I share it on Tumblr. I share it everywhere. After that initial share, then I sit back and I go back to my comment area, okay, and I start connecting with people.
To your audience that's already there.
If my audience have YouTube channel, I will, if possible, I'll go to their YouTube channel. I'll watch their videos. Okay, when I do have time, I don't do that all the time, but I watch their videos. I might subscribe to them if I find them relatable, because I just don't want to subscribe to somebody and I don't have anything, you know what I mean? And I subscribe to them, and then I watch them and I support them and I build a relationship with them.
Okay.
So now you've got someone that will potentially could be coming back. Once in a while, if I establish a relationship with somebody, once in a while, I'll go on Instagram and I'll do something like, oh, if I know you, I'll go on Instagram. If I follow you on Instagram, so I'm building relationships.
Yes.
So I follow you on Instagram, and I can even give you suggestion. How are you doing? If I don't see them again, another thing I do is that if I see someone that is always coming back,
and you haven't seen them, okay,
and I don't see them for a while, and I know that they're on Instagram, I might go find them on Instagram and say, "How are you doing? Just thinking about you." You know. And so building a community,
but let's be honest.
I don't do that all the time.
You don't do it all the time, okay? Because the whole fight at Port Harcourt is that
it's real.
Is that Dinah and what's her name? What's the other one's name?
I don't even know.
That they're not like the big ones are not supporting the
little fish,
the upcoming, right? And for me, it makes sense that they can't support everyone.
They can't support everybody.
It's not feasible.
I can't support everybody.
Right.
I can't support everybody. My watch list, usually all the subscribers, sometimes what I do is on the subscribers, I go through and I add people, people's video. And then in the mornings, my best time to support is in the mornings. And then sometimes, lunchtime, if I'm eating, sometimes I'm watching or whatever, or doing my own thing on the side. But in the morning, when I'm on the treadmill, I stay on the treadmill for like an hour. When I'm on the treadmill, it's my time I comment back, I do all this, I watch, I comment back. Sometimes I don't watch, but at least in my mind, I know that I've given them views and I've watched them, So you can only support as much as you can support.
Yes.
But you shouldn't. I don't think, even if you can't support people, there's some ways there's a way, that diplomatic way that you do it. You don't come out and say, I can. There's a way you do it. Because
you don't just say some people are just lazy.
You don't, but I think I'm old. I'm old school.
I saw your video, both videos that you made about that issue. To me, it's just as simple as, I guess it's not simple to many people. For every 10,000 subscribers you have, you can assume there are 10 people in any given day probably asking for collaboration.
Yes.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but the numbers does increase like that because everybody wants attention. They want a part of it. So it's not feasible that one would just say, "Oh no, you should be able to help everyone. You should help." No, you don't have to. If they decide to help, they may. It may be a nice little good faith, goodwill that you're planting forward, because you never know. But I don't hold people accountable that they have to collaborate, or they have to help my channel, or they have to tell me anything. Even when people, like how I stumbled into Jackie, I didn't know who she is. My wife knew who she was, but I didn't know who she is until I just saw the first video on the channel that she has with the fiance. And that video had like 130,000 views in one day. And there is no, like, I'm looking at the subscriber. I'm like, how many videos? This person must have been here for a long time. And no, it looks like they just started the channel. And I asked her, I said, "Do you know who this is?" And then she goes, "Oh, that's Jackie, I know." And I was like, "Oh, she has another platform somewhere else
Yes.
entirely, and she brought her brand over. So it's never over time.
Yes.
There's a lot of work that goes into it. So it's a little weird to me. I don't want to judge the upcomings, but it's a little weird to just have expectation that somebody will just be there to help you just because you say they should
Yeah.
help you, you know?
Yes, and the thing is this,
Mhm.
there are different kind of collaborations, and I always tell people that there are different kind of collaboration. Even when people contact me, I let them know that, look, I would love to collaborate. And I always tell people know me, I always go by as the spirit leads, So the spirit might lead that, okay, today I don't have time to sit down and collaborate with you, do a video or whatever.
Mhm.
But I could pop you up on my Instagram stories. I could pop
Right,
you up on my community page, which is something I do. But it has to be as the spirit leads, and I've talked about this
right,
in a video.
vibe. You go with the vibe.
I go with the vibe, but does
Mhm.
that mean that if somebody that doesn't have any subscribers at all come or has a few subscribers come up to me and say, "Oh, can we do a video together?"
Mhm.
I mean, I will if I feel like, oh, I have time,
Right.
because what I have my YouTube platforms, Oh, this is one of my subscribers. Hey, this is the ones that YouTube channel,
Okay.
but her name, she's always on all my platforms everywhere.
Awesome.
And I'm a
Awesome.
title. I see you. She's like my sister in my head. I see you. She's always, But yeah, but see, this is the thing
Mhm.
that I tell you that the thing is this: we have to understand our limitations, but we can. What I do sometimes is like, okay, I can't help you right now, but can I give you an advice? Can
Mhm.
I give you an advice on something that can grow your following? And some people might be more receptive to that. Oh wow! I say yeah. I say there's one advice I can give you. Something I can tell you because a lot of people don't know about SEOs, about some other stuff. I
Right.
can tell you a little to do to tweak your channel. So
Mhm.
even you might think that by having a collab with me, you're gonna get 1,000
No,
followers. No, it
no.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, but by you tweaking this, you might even blow up faster and then
Right.
carry what you know on. So I don't leave people hanging and say and just leave them on read or on
Right.
seen on Instagram. No, I don't.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
So
Yomi,
Yomi is back. Yomi says, so it must be that one should build a base follower. Did you build your audience within your immediate community? So some people will say start with your friends and family. Um,
oh no.
Like Emily.
But, I was asking, and this is so funny. I was asking my brother, one of my brothers, I was asking him, I was like, oh, do you watch my channel? And he's like, no, I don't watch your channel. I'm like, it's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. But I don't fault, no, I don't push my channel on my
Yeah.
family. My
Anything
dad
as
and
well.
my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad and my mom are one of my hugest supporters because
Fans,
my
okay.
dad,
Well,
yeah, my dad watch my video. My dad will send me a text, WhatsApp message. You say, I saw your show yesterday. It was quite an interesting show.
mm-hmm.
And he analyzes it,
Mm.
and oh, I liked how you did this, and I liked that, and this made me laugh. Thank you. And
Mm-hmm.
because my parents are very, very well, my dad at least is very, very, very.
My mindset about friends and family or immediate community is the same thing I said about the entitlement thing, expecting
Mhm.
influencers to help you. I
Yeah,
respect their privacy. I respect that they have their own lives. I
yeah.
would put, like, for example, we shared this on Facebook. um,
Mhm.
if I was to start measuring how much support I get from my immediate community, it can be quite discouraging.
Mhm.
I'm saying, but I also always lead with they don't owe me anything,
No, no.
and if we're trying to do this right, we have some kind of value to bring to the marketplace. Your friends and
Yeah.
family are not necessarily the people that are going to consume that value. So
Yes, yes.
always want to, for me, I'll rather focus on where I think my audience is. Sometimes they can come from my friends and family, but really not. I've been in business as an entrepreneur since 2005, and I can count on one hand how many times I've had immediate a client from immediate community. So now some people will say, "Oh, you're missing out." Some of them, and I agree, maybe so. But I just rather would first of all say they don't owe me anything. Second, I'll say like, let me learn how to properly market.
Yes.
You put a YouTube video out there. YouTube, you share it in a few places, like you mentioned, Pinterest, Tumblr, all these places, right? And yes, share to your immediate wall as well, too. Share it. Somebody may buy it. When that person watches, the algorithms is measuring and then checking and seeing if there's similarity between your profile and other people.
Yes.
And
yes,
that's not the end of it. Now you got to create more, because you're not just going to do one and then it's over.
Yeah.
And you just told me 100 videos. Funny enough, you said 100 videos. I always prescribe 100 to people. It's a magic number for me. How many have you done? Okay, do your first 100 videos. We'll look at your data at that point.
Data and see,
and see where your audience, because the analytics will tell you if there's any action. It's very hard to record 100 videos and just put ordinary title, and you won't see something. You will see something. You will see that, okay, maybe I should talk more about this. But a lot of people want to do that first video or know all the answers up front. And and like the whole immediate community sounds like a quick fix, and quick fixes don't work. So I would say, for me either, like I don't knock it if that's what you want to do, but the discouragement can kill the whole journey for you. If you follow that and you get discouraged, you may never come back from that again. Humans, Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I had a lot of fun. You had a lot of fun too,
I enjoyed it. It was really nice. It's a nice way to spend Friday.
I know. And you were very open. So I really appreciate that. They had a baby here, but with the whole child YouTube issues, I like to turn that off. I don't want them coming after any of our videos because of children. Sure. For a little bit, because once it's too much, then they start saying you have a child. Say hi.
I know. Hi.
This one is the she doesn't say hello to nobody.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, Sola is gonna come.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We really do. Like, you've been so amazing. I learned so much from this streaming.
Now we're gonna knock on the boys' doors. After I open their doors, I'll punch them in the face. We're not opening fast enough.
I tell you, if there's anything I can tell parents, is just like, as you expect your kids to respect you, you also have to send that respect. And then as you show them, because they're always watching you, just not you. So the way you build up your relationship and your marriage and you relate with them, when they get older, that's the only example they'll have.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's the first example they have.
Yeah. I agree with you.
We got a lot of gems from you. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I will cut the last hour and then put it as YouTube, but I'm not going to overthink that. We'll see about it. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Here. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And what state are you? What state?
I'm in Texas.
Oh,
Houston
or
Dallas?
Yes, Houston.
Oh, this is the second time we're having a Houston person on.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Houston people are so nice, I guess.
Texas, we are nice in Texas. We are nice, we are open and everything.
Do you
when you guys decide to come? What?
Do you advise us to move to Texas?
Yes, so it's cheap. I don't know. You guys are it's cheap. You know me, I'm in Jesha. I'm in Jesha. So anywhere where I can take my dollar and stretch it.
Yes, so
we used to live.
Where?
We used to live in Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Oh, wow.
In the cold.
Oh my God. When you drive,
so when
it's cold.
She said,
but Houston is nice. The weather is nice. I mean, don't worry about the hurricane. It's okay. Once in a while they take them out, but So, but everything is really nice. I like it. I personally like it to do, and the kids get different cultures.
Oh.
To the Nigerian community, Nigerian side of town, get your food, get everything.
We're gonna bring it back full circle at some point. Definitely gotta bring you and Mr. Ola on.
Yeah,
so that we can do it together.
He was calling because he probably felt.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
we're gonna let you go. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you on the next one. Next week, we'll be right back here. LolaandOla.com, a bunch of articles up there. GetMyMarriageBack.com. You can download the free book from there. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one, and peace.